I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Yeah, fuck.
Joe, if you're listening, you stupid fuck. He looks like one of those guys that from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper, but he's 30-something years old, lives in his parents' basement with the droopy cap and the whatever, but he thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a very shock jock or whatever, and somehow or another he accumulates followers on Twitter. It's fucking pathetic. So please, nobody listen to anything involving a guy named Joe Cronin, because it's just so fucking sad.
About Joe Cronin, like I could care less. I'm not really a fan of Joe Cronin, but definitely not a fan.
He thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a very shock jock or whatever. But I have to explain, he looks like one of those guys that from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper.
That guy is retarded, and yeah, I could care less about him, dude.
This is the Epic Voice Guy. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
Everybody wanna go to bed now because SmackDown suck dick. Everybody want to go to bed now because SmackDown suck dick. What the fuck am I watching on my TV? This is giving me fucking HIV, man. Oh goddamn, everybody get mad because I made fun of HIV. Fuck them, eat my dick and I hope you rail some guy's asshole, get it too and die. Shut the fuck up and look to the sky. Oh my god, I wave rainbow flags around. It's June, so everybody getting down with the gay, and I like that, so what can I say? I'll bend over today, I'll take it in my ass. Oh my god, I love it when it's in. It's out, it's in again, and now I'm pooping out and peeing out and crapping out and falling out.
Smoke weed every day.
Smoking weed.
DA Weed God is
Feel
here.
the
3
weed.
tenths started a wizard
Give
on
the
season
need.
17. Fuck the haters, fuck the world. Smoke dope.
Smoke dope. Smoke dope, don't choke. Don't go broke. That's why you gotta give some money to me so I can buy some fucking VD. NickY J, you ain't gay. What do you say? Let's get married anyway. Let's have a kid. Let's suck each other off. Let's fart and cough in each other's mouth and go down south and give each other organisms. Yeah. What the fuck? I'm just doing this because that guy said I was like a white rapper wannabe or whatever. You know, Jim Cornette said I was like a rapper, a wannabe white rapper from New York or whatever. So I thought I would do that. I don't know. It's June, baby. It's Pride Month, baby. Let's go. Put it in the hole. Roll some dope. Roll some weed. Smoke that. You fat. Your sister's flabby ass. I put my fucking dick in her and gave her 3 kids. But I hope they die, I hope they get SIDS before they make it out and grow up to be ugly fucks. Yo, let's rob a bank with motherfucking armed trucks. I don't know, what the fuck? What's going on? I'm bored as shit. Are you guys bored? Who else is bored? Are you guys bored? I'm fucking bored as shit. Anybody else bored out there? Monday Night Raw, I mean, man, that was a tough show, but I'll tell you what, tonight... What the fuck did I watch on SmackDown tonight, man? The first 20 minutes of Raw was all this talking shit. And then tonight on SmackDown was like 20 minutes of Shane McMahon. And then like a fucking 15-minute match or something like that after that. It was like 8:30, and all I'd seen so far is the same Shane McMahon, The Miz feud going on. My God. What in the Christ, dude, was this? What did I see tonight? Let me unmute Jake because he's muted. And listen, NickY J, fucking smoke up again. Let's just do it again, baby. Let's just do it. Go ahead. Smoke up again. Smoke up again.
Smoke weed every day.
Fuck yeah.
DA Weed God is here. 3/10 started a wizard on season 17. Fuck the haters, fuck the world, smoke dope.
Dude, I've been starting so many different characters. I've got 3 different seasonals right now, NickY J! What's up, man? I hope Big Poppy gets better. He better, man. We got to get him better and get him down to the Bruins game tomorrow against St. Louis, man. We got to get him down there. We got Jake DeMarco back in the house tonight. And if he wasn't sick yesterday after this, I just want to be re-sick again.
Just killed me. What a shit show. Thankfully, I started on, like, not intentionally, but I started about like 8:35. I was running late tonight.
Oh.
And so I just got to fast forward through all the commercials. And even then, it still felt incredibly long. I don't know how they can't help but just shoot themselves in the foot constantly. The biggest issue they have is this wild card rule is ruining, not just the brand split, but any entertainment value you got from one show or the other. They're the same show both nights.
Yep.
Like I said before, they're skipping out on a bunch of the talent. Oh, it was nice. A wild Daniel Bryan appears, but he doesn't even wrestle. It's the first time we've seen him in, a month, I believe?
It's been a while, and it was like, in fact, I believe I wrote down that was my favorite thing on the show.
There were a few shining moments. I will say this, though. I don't know if because we know she's a lesbian, but the way that Sonya Deville pinned Carmella was so friggin' hot.
Yeah.
I just got to point that out. Usually, the girls roll each other up and you're just, you can make some joke out of it and whatnot. But the way that she did it, she just grabbed her legs and like forcefully slammed her ankles to her forehead. And I was like, she wants that. She wants that bad.
Yeah.
You can tell Pride Month full effect.
Oh,
she wanted
that's
to go
not
down on Carmella
that's not Pride Month. That's Rape Month.
She wanted Carmella bad.
Yeah, I like this. I like what you're talking about.
Yeah, she was forceful in it.
Oh my God! Stop
Surprise
it.
sex. Bam.
Oh my God, dude. There's so many.
You're listening to the Joe Cronin Show.
Fuck you. There's so many straight white males out there that would love to be her in that position. Really like a lot of Brock Turners out there is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, but it was so forceful.
Naughty boys.
That was the first thing that went through my mind. I was like, Jesus. It was just the way that she looked to the camera and she just slammed her legs like straight back. It wasn't like a roll up. It was like forceful. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, slam her.
Slamming her.
Fuck.
Flip, rip.
Oh my God. Rip off pants, stick in, boom.
Stick in, boom. I mean, Raw last night had another all-time low, for ratings, and the third hour drop was one of the most severe, I guess, and it's looking abysmal at this point in time. I cannot, they got a 2.38 in the first,
that's true,
first hour. A
lot of straight black
males. The final
males.
hour was a 1.9. So I mean, that's bad.
A lot of straight black males looking for that too. I'm sorry, you're right. I apologize.
Yeah,
Let me include you guys. I want to include you guys. A lot of you guys are rapists as well. So yeah, not just the white
Everybody
men.
Can get in on it. We're not.
Yeah. No, the white guys, they get away with it a little more, but like when they do it, it's like, oh, he's young, he didn't. Black guy,
he made a mistake. It was
made a
impulse. Last second decision.
It was he made a mistake.
Poor lapse in judgment.
It's like it's funny. This is
but
true.
Any other minority, they're like, oh, he's
an animal. They're an animal.
He's an animal. He gave into his instincts.
Yeah, that's why they're jumping over and they're raping us. Yeah, it's so funny.
You get that affluenza coming in if you're white, He didn't know any better.
We're going SJW on that, but it's not SJW. It's true.
That's just a fact of life.
They do that. Yeah, it's like, oh my God, they're animals. Brock Turner, like, oh, he made a mistake.
His life should not be defined.
Look at how porcelain he is. They couldn't possibly have done
a bad
this.
decision. But everybody else's life can be defined by 30 seconds of shooting someone or raping or but not his because he didn't know any better.
You're making Dave Rose pissed right now. He's listening. to this.
I know. Dave
He's
Rose
furious.
is explode.
Right now, Dave Rose just killed a baby because of you.
I listened to part 2. The second episode you two had for your Rage Talk. It was Rage Internet Radio's back, and it was very entertaining.
It's not quite the way I want it yet, but the point originally was to like make long shows and have different people on. But today I just had Dave, so I just went, you know what? Let's just do another one. But I got to tell you, Road Dogg. So Road Dogg responded to me today. That was fun.
Yeah, that was interesting.
A lot of people heard about this who are on Twitter, but for the people that aren't on Twitter, I'll pull it up for you so you can see what is going on. Although my computer is either slow or Twitter's dead or I'm not sure which one, but
Twitter was loading incredibly slow for me earlier.
Oh my God,
Now it's a little bit better, but
no, this ain't loading at all.
I was having an issue trying to get into that. So,
dude, look at this. It should load, but look at this. It's just fucking spinning.
I've been sending out like subliminal ideas to Danny. You know, I'm like, yeah, you know, this graphics card is on sale, and same with this RAM. You know, look at that. Wow.
Oh,
so
wow.
cheap. It's
for
so
Father's
cheap.
Day, Jesus Christ. You know what I want for Father's Day? Everybody to leave me the fuck alone.
Exactly. I just want to sleep.
Yeah, it's seriously, like, that's all I want. I just want to go over there and not do anything.
The 4 hours straight that I slept today, from like 10 to 2:30, 4.5, was the longest bit I've slept straight through in like a month.
I've been sleeping at weird hours, and I blame a lot of this on WWE because I got extra sleep today, and then fucking SmackDown comes on, and I immediately begin to get tired. In fact, I fell asleep for 30 minutes of it in the 9 o'clock time. So I think I missed some things, but it was horrible from what I was seeing. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Man, that shit is fucked right now. Twitter is not working. I don't know if that's my fault. Oh yeah, my computer is kind of working hard on something. I don't know what the fuck is VHF writer? I don't know. I just deleted that. What is that? Never heard of that in my life. Fucking hacked.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like, seriously, I'd never heard of that at all. VHR writer? Like, what the fuck is that?
I do not know. I like what you reply on Twitter, though, because you're like, wait, I dropped an F-bomb, damn it. And then you reply, damn it, anyways.
Yeah, I was
so
like, I work clean this.
You know, I died laughing when I saw that, but, you know, it was a nice little exchange that you two had. And
I don't know.
I get where he's coming from as well. But
yeah. I can't pull it up because I don't know what's going on with the computer right now.
Well, you came out with the Writer's Paradise song, and Road Dogg said clever, but not really. You limit your audience when you work blue. Take the extra creative step and try doing it without being rated R. You said it's so easy to dog the writers, isn't it? I thought you were smarter than that. Set him up, Joe.
I don't know what
so you had replied with, try having your ideas stolen with proof. WWE writers watch me and use them, then sit here and be nice. When I was on food stamps, kind of sour am I? And it makes sense because you've seen so many times, where people offer creative input and then, they just pick and take from everybody the best ideas and they ruin them anyways. But I understand what Road Dogg's saying. Oh, it's so easy to dog the writers, but let's see you do better. And that's kind of a common thread and excuse. I don't want to say excuse, but retort from people within WWE. Yeah. They often say, oh, well, let's see you do better. Let's see you write for 3 hours and 2 hours live. But given the chance, I genuinely feel like I could at times. I'm not saying it's an easy job at all. I'm not saying that it's such an easy, straightforward step. But the people they have there and the filter that it's going through, it's not working. Look at the ratings. Look at the people, the overall satisfaction, with the fans and the people working for the company is both at record lows.
Ah, fuck. Fucking damn it. Hey. Maybe I could have bought that $900 computer if the fucking dog didn't need $3,000 of work. The fuck? Oh boy. Hey. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Say something. I can't hear you. Why can't I hear you? What the fuck? It says no camera, no device, no microphone. Why the fuck does it say that for Skype? Oh, wait. Now I hear you.
Oh, there we go. All right.
That's weird. Just took a minute.
Yeah, it just had to wait. And
Yeah, it's working now. Oh, God. Sign up on Patreon, everybody. Also, shouting out the Patreon, since might as well shout that out. On Patreon, we had a... not only did me and Dave Rose do a 1-hour podcast, over 1-hour podcast today, where I bitched about a bunch of shit, and he talked about some things, but we also had a discussion on Discord, once again. It used to be called Discussions on Discord, or Discussions of Discord, whatever it is. But anyway, we had all the VIPs hanging out on Discord today, so that video is coming out soon. That's going to be up on Corrupted tomorrow around 2 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S., you know, we were all in there having a good time, and I'm just plugging all this right now while I try to make sure the stream's working right and all this bullshit. So just bear with me for a minute before we get back to SmackDown.
Oh my God, Billy, it's in.
But yeah, we were on Discord earlier for a while, like an hour, something like that. It was a long time we were on Discord. So yeah, look like this. It'll be up tomorrow around 2 p.m. And it was just like we used to do for years here.
There, Billy.
Shit, let me put it down.
yeah, it seems like it was a lot of fun.
And it's just all very goofy, you know, like to where it's care. But he's like, I didn't get it from Joe. What the hell are you talking about? He started saying real as fuck.
How they get dehumanized by their own actions.
Yeah, they do.
Remember that guy?
No, by
remember
everybody.
That story about
Oh, I got you.
90-something. But again, most of
Anyway, it was a lot of fun. Okay, I think might be back to everything. Maybe. Hold on, I gotta get all my windows open. So everybody just bear with me. Let me unmute Jake again. There we go. Oh God. You know, when you sit through a piece of shit SmackDown and then the fucking computer shits itself. It's my computer, man. It's the motherboard's frying. I think it's done. You know, it's worked so hard because I built the same computer for Leah. You know? So, and her computer runs pretty damn awesome. Like, still, to this day, runs awesome. But it doesn't have all the shit that mine has on it and all the things, you know, that mine has on it. You know, so it's like I beat the shit out of my computer. Let me just get in here. Oh, man. You know, everybody makes the porn jokes, but that's so stupid because nobody downloads porn anymore. Like, that, the joke doesn't work anymore, you know? Who the fuck downloads porn? I can't imagine anybody does. You just go to the website and watch it. There we go. I feel like I need the extra windscreen. What the fuck is going on with this fucking computer, man? What the fuck is this? I mean, I know what's going on with it, actually, but whatever. You know, it's funny because this is the exact same thing that happened to my old computer and the reason why I built this one. It was doing the same thing.
Literally the exact same thing.
It was slowing down.
Nobody downloads porn anymore.
Yeah, nobody downloads it.
Everyone used to get the 30-second tidbits of you know, the previews of porn that you have to pay for.
Yeah.
When they had those 30-second previews, that was like a miracle in itself. You're like, all right, I got 30 seconds. I better come quick. Or you just keep replaying that, you know, and then because no one wanted to download it. It would so many viruses. And the kids today, man, they don't know.
Well, you would have it like replaying over and over and over again.
Yeah. They don't know how good they have it with Pornhub and
I'd keep rewinding it to like where her mouth opens.
Yep. Woods, woods porn where you go out in the woods and find all those playboys. Those things existed.
Yeah, those are great. So anyway,
usually the hobo fishing kids with them too.
While I get this up, we might as well keep talking about SmackDown while I get this thing up.
Yeah, I mean, SmackDown. Like I said, I was going on a rant, but it was just a mess. They've got themselves just not focused on the right things at this point in time, and both shows are the same. There's no more Raw and SmackDown. It's just the WWE both nights because of the wild card.
Yeah,
we had Roman and Shane and that kind of the Shane McMahon saga continue both nights. With the Miz and so the Miz opens both shows, and we get those long drawn out promos, and it's just very long winded. And come to find out too, there was a bit of a news story that came out before talking about how Aleister Black, in an interview, revealed that he wasn't supposed to be called up. He said it was a very last minute decision. He was taking a 45-minute nap. He had his phone by me, and it goes off, and Coach Bloom called and said, I have news for you. And he said, jokingly, you're firing me. And he said something like that. This Sunday you're flying to Tennessee, and Monday you're making your debut on Raw, and Tuesday on SmackDown. And that was only, last minute. He was at an NXT taping at that point.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, so it wasn't a planned thing.
Why wasn't it? What was the reason for it not being planned?
They just said that they decided to bring him up with the other three that were coming up. So they brought him up with Ricochet, Gargano, and Ciampa. Yeah, so, hey, I'm glad they did in a sense, but then again, it's just...
What is he doing, though? He's doing he's doing Mojo really Rawley. Cool. He's doing Mojo Rawley.
Yeah, it's some of it, but I liked what he was doing tonight. I liked what he was saying, but it's...
I did not.
No?
I
liked him yelling, waiting to challenge somebody and fight. Like, I like the idea of it, but the thing is, it just gets ruined because we're not going to probably see any more of it. Like, we'll get the backstage vignettes, and they'll likely forget about it. So I don't want to look forward to it.
It was comical. He played it comical, which is stupid. Like, it doesn't make any sense. He's sitting there trying to be serious, like... I sat here and I asked people if they wanted to come. And then he was like yelling at the door, which was stupid. And then after he yelled at the door, he then like did something a comedic person would do, which is like,
like a stifling himself kind of.
Yeah, like what was that? Like that's comedy. That's not.
Gable on 205 live.
I can see what you're saying. Yeah, I took it more as like him trying to hold back.
Oh, no, this was not... I'm telling you, man, this was... I'm sorry, I don't know. I didn't know donations were on. I don't know why that played, and I'm trying to figure out what you just said. Gable was on 205 Live, I fear, for the Undisputed Era. Elliot, yeah, no shit, man. This whole fucking company is a mess. I'm worried that probably they're doing this because they said, oh, that wrestling stuff, you guys... Everybody wanted that wrestling, the real sports wrestling type of stuff. Oh, that didn't help us at all, so... there goes that. Yeah, I thought Aleister Black's thing continues to be horrible.
The problem is, though, they had plans for him with Ricochet for the long term. They were going to do stuff with the tag team titles, and then when he got forced into SmackDown because of everything that happened with Charlotte, which really they didn't have to do because they have the stupid wild card, when all that happened, it got ruined. So they messed up the plans with him and Ricochet. So Ricochet lost a few times, and Aleister Black hasn't been on the show since. He's been doing promos.
But I thought
we
were told
what to do with either of them.
I thought we were told from the very beginning how they were going to split them up as soon as possible.
See, I heard opposite, that they were going to have a lengthy run.
Wait a minute. No,
we talked about originally that they were going to have them be on different shows, and then they changed their mind because they liked them so much together. They weren't supposed to be a tag team. You're right about that. Yeah, they weren't supposed to be a tag team, and then they fell in love with them working together by the reception they got from the crowd.
Put them back together.
After Mania, they were going to keep them together as a tag team.
They should put them back together because this is awful.
Yeah, they're both floundering.
Yeah,
originally they were going to be on different shows, and it was actually going to be flipped. I think we said too, but then they fell in love with them in the reception they were getting, and the only reason they were a tag team because the first night Ricochet teamed with Finn Balor. And the second week, Balor was doing something different, so they had Ricochet team with Aleister Black. And the crowd loved them two together. They're very charismatic in the ring, doing flips and things like that, so it worked out well. And then they started to go against, bigger names, and they even tried their hand at getting the tag team titles. And they were very well received in the back, more than Gargano and Ciampa were.
Yeah,
they were going to keep them together, and they made two set pay-per-view lengths worth of storylines for them after the shakeup. but then they had to change it and they moved them and split them apart. So
Ricochet
it
just
sucks
kind
that
of comes out.
He was not only a last minute, but
Ricochet just kind of comes out and has matches here or there, and Aleister Black just kind of cuts pointless promos.
yeah, Aleister Black's doing nothing. At least Ricochet is on TV wrestling, and Ricochet at least is attempting, I believe, to go for the U.S. title. It seems, but
it's like that was the hottest thing you had going, was them. Their reaction was the best thing that was going on. Besides Daniel Bryan's heel promo stuff, obviously, like that has been really good as well.
yeah, and even having Daniel Bryan win the tag team titles was a good decision in my mind because it elevated the belts. But then he hasn't been around.
Yeah, his thing tonight was probably the best thing that was going on. I liked that a little bit, and like with the Dozer guy and the fucking whatever their really names are now. I don't even know what their names are anymore, like, because then they changed those names.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even know. Tank and Dozer now, they're the guys who made the first Matrix movie.
Yeah, but Heavy Machinery, I do like them in the ring. They're good as a tag team.
I like them. I like them a little bit. So I like Daniel Bryan. I liked his
Tucker
response.
and Otis now, right?
What?
Tucker and Otis.
Oh, probably, yeah. That makes sense.
I think that's their names now.
Tucker and Otis. Some good shit. They did Daniel Bryan's response to them was funny to me tonight. Like, so that was all right. Like, that was about it. I'm trying to think of what else happened on SmackDown. It was such a fucking horrible show.
They're just I did like the women's match between Nikki Cross and Bayley was good.
Yeah, they were okay. Yeah, that was all right.
That was a decent match. There was actually one time where she, planted Bayley with a really good DDT in the middle of the ring, and I was like, "Oh, that's a great near fall spot."
Problem is, Nikki Cross and Alexa's story is so bad because it's already been done.
Yeah, it's regurgitated, recycled, garbage. We've seen this storyline multiple times.
How can they actually put that out there and not? How can someone not say, "I got this idea." So, like, Nikki Cross, like, Alexa, like, manipulates Nikki Cross, and she'll, like, do all her stuff for her and everything. How did not someone say, like, so the thing that they did with Mickie James and her, the thing that they did with Nia Jax and her, they've already done this with Alexa 3 times. So we're seeing it now at third, and I know we bring this up every week, so, yes, everybody is aware that this is happening, but it's really fucking bad. Like, you've done this 3 times with Alexa Bliss. So soon, Nikki Cross is going to be like, I've had enough of you manipulating me, blah, blah, blah. And then they're going to fight, and then it's all going to be because Nikki Cross figured out that Alexa doesn't really like her, and it'll turn.
And she's just using her. She's still manipulating her by saying that Bayley's bullying her on social media. But the thing is, this isn't even specific just to Alexa, where this storyline's been done before. We said she did it before with Mickie James. She did it again with Nia Jax. But there's been so many times in the past where we've seen this, storyline happen before. It's not something new in general to wrestling. Never mind just to the women's division. Never mind just to Alexa. So it's been used so many times that it's really insulting. Oh, it just feels so borrowed.
The Bep Jr. in the chat says this is actually the 4th time. Alexa also tried to manipulate Sonya Mandy on NXT before she got called up. You're right.
That's true too.
That's a good point. So that's like always her thing. It's like always like, oh sweetheart, like I love you. Now they bully me. Like I don't know. And then like it's the same fucking story. Like, oh my god, can I pull up that Road Dogg tweet now, or is my computer gonna shut down again? Let me see if I can find it. Because this is, to me, hilarious. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, so it was my computer was so bad earlier that it was fucking up. So I tweeted out the Writer's Paradise to everybody I could think of. And I'm going to play the donations in a second. I know we're waiting for these. Writer's Paradise.
Like carry to murder, you better watch out, you're bitching and all you're moaning, or you and your tag team might be off the program. I really hate the trip, but I gotta survive. Wanna end up taking dives on 205 Live. I'm the only writer Dewey Foley wants to be like, writing boo-boo jokes and Dave Pooper Scooper in the street light. I've been sucking dick all night, living in the writer's paradise.
So I tagged everybody in that a week ago. Almost a week, or it was a while ago. And just today, finally, actually. I didn't think Road Dogg would respond to this, but he did. So here's Road Dogg. And he says, I love Road Dogg. Clever, but not really. You limit your audience when you work blue, which means that I'm being vulgar and crass, basically. Take an extra step and try doing it without the R rating. It's so easy to dog the writers, isn't it? I thought you were smarter than that. Set him up, Joe. So that's a wrestling reference at the end, but it's not that I'm not smarter. I know it's not the writers' fully fault, but I mean, first of all, it's a joke, right? Like, it's not. I know it's not all the writers. In fact, I think it's Vince more than anything, based on Jon Moxley. So, you know, I think we attacked Vince pretty good in this. So it can't be Vince or it can't be the writers. Anyway, I thought it was funny. A lot of people chimed in on this. This tweet is pretty, not viral, but for me, it's a lot of retweets, a lot of likes, and a lot of views. It's like, I don't know how many views, it's up to 10,000 views almost on Twitter. But if you click on Road Dogg's comment, the funniest thing about it is, I can't check it right now, actually, unfortunately. But the bottom line is Mick Foley liked Road Dogg's tweet. And what's her name? The woman's right chick.
Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans liked it too, so I thought that was funny. Because Lacey Evans probably loves the writers and loves Vince McMahon, because they called her right up and then they gave her all this stuff. So she's probably like, you know, this guy's crazy. You're right, Road Dogg. You know, but if Sasha Banks saw this, she'd probably fucking standing ovation it. So that just shows you how it's can be different depending on your perspective and what's going on. And Road Dogg, you're down at NXT anyway, so I mean, come on. Here's the long-awaited donations. Dickie Nuss, what up? Retard. I mean, right back.
Who downloads porn? I have close to 4 terabytes with millions of photos and thousands of videos manually selected and edited over a decade.
Oh my God.
I need to remove certain parts and make it perfectly organized. Plus I want it forever. But to each their own.
God damn, Dickie Nuss. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't save porn like that whatsoever, you know? I don't know. I mean, I got that one thing one time when Leah got naked on cam for me. That I saved forever, but everybody else, give it a hell yeah! It was a damn.
Only highlight was Sonya's porno pile driver. Bitch, you're gonna take it to the balls bin on Carmella. Too bad she wasn't facing Corey Graves while doing it. Hashtag pegging balls steep.
That's so funny. That's exactly what Jake DeMarco just said a minute ago. He was like, bringing that up, and she pegged her.
Piece of shit.
Piece of shit. Jake, can you hear these?
No, not yet.
Say a bunch of shit into the microphone while I mute you. That's the answer.
You piece of shit.
Here we go. I'm about to get it, man.
You piece of shit.
Here we go.
Oh. Haskell 420.
Hypocritical Road Dogg tells Joe how he's limiting his audience, and that's all WWE does. Limit their audience and cater to kids 7 to 12 and not teens and adults.
Yeah, you know, Haskell, if I was more witty, I would have said you would know a lot about limiting your audience, wouldn't you?
Yeah, really.
So thank you, Haskell, for defending me on Twitter, though, man. I love you, buddy.
Not yet.
Not. You don't hear it?
Not yet.
God damn it. God damn it. Oh, well. Well, where are we here with these? Let me see. Haskell's...
I tried taking a call after. Sometimes that works while muted.
Yeah, that's a good point. I know I skipped a few, too, so don't worry to the people that skipped it. I will get them for you.
We will go back.
We'll go back to your mom's house. Oh, shit. Look at this. Oh, my God. Elias just subscribed to me again on Twitch. And Elias, my God, dude. That is... a fuckload of months subscribed. He is subscribed for, I believe it says 16 months in a row on Twitch. Elias, thank you for that backing, man. Holy Christ. That's badass. You're a badass bastard. All right, let's play a couple more, and then we'll
Super
chat.
Super chat.
Alistair Black is Mojo Rawley.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's exactly what it reminded me of. I was like, dude, he took Mojo Rawley's thing. Instead of being like, you need to figure it out, he's like, I want competition! Man, who writes this shit? Who writes this shit? Who lets this shit happen? I came up with a fucking great idea. Send someone to fucking Alistair's goddamn house, and he's normal, and he's a beer drinker and a coffee drinker. He offers the girl from WWE, you want a coffee? You want to see my basement? Okay. What's this on the wall? Why are there so many names carved into this thing on the wall? Well, those are all the names of the people that lied to me. Or that have ever lied to me. And it's like, that weird darkness in him or whatever, like, him saying, I don't like fake people even him being like, I don't like fake people. I don't like people who walk around staring at a phone, trying to, you know, whatever. And he should really be against the whole social media and society thing. And they could make him a heel. I don't know what he is. I don't even know what he is right now. Is he a heel, a face? I'm not sure. But it's like,
it's in between.
He could just he should just be this cold, dark, weird dude. And if you want him to be a face, then you should make him a type of guy who, I don't know, man. I don't even know. I don't know. I'd have to think about him more. He works easier as a heel. Or the simple answer for him, we've always said it, and everybody else has said it too. When anybody else says this, I always say, you win. Your idea is the best. Keep him quiet. Just keep him quiet. Bring him out there. Keep the mystery. Have him be quiet. Go out there. Beat the shit out of somebody. Go in the back. And that way, when he faces someone, it's like, wow, this guy's dangerous. You know, we don't know what he's going to do. And then have him cut a cold, dark, weird promo. Not a Bray Wyatt promo. Oh, you don't know what's going to happen. Oh. No, not like that. Have him cut, and I know people have compared him to Jake Roberts a little bit. Yes, I agree. Have him cut those type of promos. But don't have him cut promos where he's like, somebody face me. Somebody face me. Where are you?
Give me competition.
Give me competition. That's already been done. So, like, oh my God, it's not him.
I just didn't mind how he said it. At least he was, putting some passion into it. Like, I was like, he's trying.
No, I got irritated because when the parts where he was yelling at and stuff, that was all right. But it was when he was doing the whole like that stuff. It was like really bad acting stuff, and it was comedy. That's the type of it's like a comedy thing. So like. That's something that would make you laugh. And I don't know if the director doesn't know that. I don't know if he doesn't know that. I'm not sure who at WWE doesn't realize that like that's like a villain not getting their way. And like that's supposed to be funny. Like it's a comedy thing. It's comedy acting. Like it's over the top. It's not good. It's just, you don't know what you're doing, WWE. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. Somebody looked at that and said, let's keep that. Who the fuck thought let's keep that? You fucking idiots. Did Jake the Snake Roberts go, I'll tell you what I want. I want some competition. Give me competition. Actually, if Jake Roberts did that, I might be fucking terrified. I might be like, oh shit, this guy's lost his mind. But you know,
he's doing it now with his drug dealer. Give me competition.
Jake Roberts wouldn't scream out the door, you know.
Sir, this is a McDonald's. Give me competition.
Just,
can you just order, please? You're scaring the children.
My God, what are they doing? Like, I mean, take a look at the guy. He's cold, he's calculated, he's dark, he's mysterious. We don't really know anything about him. For him to just straight up be like, I'm waiting for a fight is like, that's just, I don't feel like that's him.
He should be finding fights, yeah.
Yeah, he should.
Like, I thought Lars's match last night was really good, believe it or not.
Lars Sullivan, yeah.
Sullivan, yeah, with the Lucha House Party. The way he beat them down, that was a really, like, good introduction for him. That should have been his first match. That should have been what happened at Super Showdown.
That's why it didn't happen
weeks ago.
That's why it didn't happen at Super Showdown, because Vince was like, no, this has to happen on Raw.
Yeah, so they shouldn't have had the meet at all at Super Showdown, really. But this should have just been his first match. I thought that's a way to build a monster. He tore everybody apart. He really decimated and destroyed them, and it looked good. That's what you need. It was short, straight to the point, and it was effective. But we've seen what they do with Braun, so...
It's just like with Aleister Black, it should be I mean, honestly, it should be above my mental capacity. What I'm trying to say is Aleister Black's promos, I'm not very smart. And my type of thinking is like, I'm going to come down there and I'll kick your ass and I'll do this. Like, that's my mind. But somebody should be writing for Aleister Black that's more poetic. It's more poetic. Like, just like when a man blows out a candle, nobody ever, like, blah, 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 like that type of deal. Like these weird little things. And, you know, have you in your life have never woken up in a hospital with 17 bruises on your body. I'm going to target your patella. I'm going to target your collarbone. I'm going to target your sternum. I am going to attempt to collapse your lung in the match that we're going to have tonight. I will make sure that you have a hospital bill. And in America, I hear those hospital bills are high. I want your wife to pick up your hospital bill. And I want her to realize that you made a mistake being in this business. I want her to realize and feel the nervousness and the anxiety that your house may be repossessed. I want to take from your soul, take from your life, take from your family. I'm sorry if this is an evil thing to say, but I enjoy watching people's children realize daddy couldn't provide for them. I am going to strike you in the jaw like nobody else ever has. And the minute that you feel the pain, the minute that you feel that strike, you're going to realize you made a mistake. Now, I don't know what your fallback plan is. I don't know if it's cooking. I don't know if it's taxi driver. I don't know if it's a police officer. But after being in the ring with me, you're going to realize that this business wasn't for you. And I'm going to realize that I love it more and more every day. Like that type of thing. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that's the shit that this guy...
intense.
Like, what the fuck? He's going to be happy when the guy's wife reads the bill. He's going to be happy when the guy's kids realize daddy's a failure. And he's saying it so cryptically. Like, that type of shit. Like, and he could look at the camera and say, and I don't know who you are. I don't know who my first opponent is going to be, but those are all the things that are going to happen to them. And then what I want to happen is I want him to go out there. And I don't know who's going to be in the ring with him, if it's a jobber or someone we never heard of or a low-grade guy like EC3 or something like that, because that's what he is now. And I want Aleister Black to do that. I want him to literally do that. Find a guy on the card. Bring back Rhino, for Christ's sake. Hey, Rhino, people still aren't sure if you're here or not, so here's $5,000. You're going to get in the ring, and he's going to beat the shit out of you, and you're going to go away and pretend like you're all fucked up. And I would go with that. Like, literally, Aleister Black did what he said he was going to do. It was fucking terrifying. And now I still don't know if he's a face or a heel, although that is a heelish thing that he did. Or, even better, you can have a guy who's a dickhead heel get his ass kicked by Aleister Black. And Aleister Black's been doing these promos for 2 or 3 weeks that he's going to incapacitate someone, he's going to harm someone, and he's going to love it, and there's something weird about it. And he could be lighting candles while he's doing it. Whatever. What the fuck is he doing right now? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Like, what the fuck? What?
They're directionless. They're floating at sea and just kind of coasting. They're on a raft, barely afloat, and don't know where they're going.
Like, all of that is fucking... All of what I just said is all PG. The idea that this guy would enjoy, look, like, a guy's wife getting a medical bill that destroys their income in their lives. Like, that's just fucking horrific. But it's all PG. And it's dark and it's real. It's something that older people in the crowd can identify with. A 20-year-old especially. But especially the 30-year-olds and the 40-year-olds and stuff like that. So all the young audience gets it. The teens get it. And the older crowd gets it too because they're like, damn, that's some cold shit, hoping the guy's wife reads your medical bills and that type of stuff, like getting really specific. That is some dark stuff and all doable. I don't know. Broken System in the chat said, I unsubbed to this channel. What, because of my idea? I mean, come on. It's better than what they did with him.
Yeah,
I don't like being. I've said this a million times. I don't want to be a writer. I don't want to be a creative guy, really. I'm not good at it. I'm just telling you, like, but I know that's better than what they did, and I don't think I'm good. I'm like a little bit okay, but I'm not good at all. I don't want to be doing that. And I don't know.
And there's so many people saying the same thing. I mean, we got an interview from Batista saying that he liked his WrestleMania match, but he was talking about creative, and he said the creative process, I still don't get it. It was a nightmare to me the last time I was there, which was 2014, and it seems like it's become worse. It seems that I feel like they don't have a clear vision or a long-term vision. Duh, we've been saying that forever. He said everything's just week to week. It doesn't seem like they stick to a plan very much, if ever. I don't think that guys, and I'm going to steal this from somebody, but Jericho pointed out something to me that makes complete sense. He said that Cena, he's the last guy. He's the last guy who's ever going to be over like he is. It's because performers now, they're limited and their hands are tied. They can't go to war like we used to. We used to go to war and beat the crap out of each other, and it earned a level of respect from people. It was a different level of respect. It was a different level of getting over. You know, and he continues on, but that's a great point. Remember there was a match where he wasn't supposed to blade. He did it anyways, and he got charged a $100,000 fine.
Yeah.
And I believe it was with Jericho, and Batista paid Jericho's fine and the referee's fine and all that stuff. And he's like, well, we needed blood in that match, and I was blading. That's all there was to it.
Yeah.
If somebody does that now, they're done for. You know, they don't. That's part of the thing we said with Dean Ambrose when he was doing the podcast with Austin. Austin's like, grab that brass ring, reach up and just do it. You can't. You don't have the level of respect and pull and authority that you once had with creative and upper management. You might be able to say, I don't feel comfortable with this promo, and they'll rewrite it, but you can't say this is what I'm saying and this is what's going to happen without being punished.
Right.
It's sad. It's unfortunate, but it's not the wrestling business that we fell in love with. It really isn't. Times have changed so drastically. People can't be the stars that we want them to be. EC3, you know, great example like you were just bringing up. You see him posting on, I believe it was Instagram. He said, our mistrust of the future makes it hard to give up the past. And he's right, because he doesn't know what's to come, so it makes him miss what he was doing more.
You know what I would do with EC3 right away? I would have EC3 going around, and for 2 weeks, EC3 starts talking about how EC3 is having a cruise, a boating cruise, right? He's having a party on a cruise. They're going to have a booze cruise, and he's going around inviting people, right? So it comes a couple times. He comes out and interrupts somebody or whatever, and he invites someone to the cruise. You know, and most people are saying, yeah, and there's people buzzing behind the scenes and talking about it. Hey, man, you going on EC3's cruise, man? He's throwing this big party or whatever. And finally it gets to somebody who's like, no, I don't give a crap. What, man? You're not going? It's free. All this stuff is free. And the guy can be like, well, dude, so the guy's rich, so he pays for everybody on a cruise. Maybe he should, let me know when the guy actually wins something in the WWE besides has a party or whatever. And, EC3 hears about it, you know what I mean? So then EC3 comes down, confronts the guy, he's in his suit, and he's like, so you think you're too good to go to my cruise? You think you're too good to go to my party? Because everybody's going, but I guess you think you're better. It's funny because, I knew a lot of guys like you in school and where I went to, and everybody just like you is either homeless on the street right now or married to a fat cow and hates their lives. And then the guy fucking slaps EC3, so then they get in a brawl or whatever the fuck, and now you have a rivalry with somebody. And then the cruise happens, right? And on the cruise, like, EC3's talking crazy shit about this, whoever attacked him and whoever he got in the brawl with. Like, hey, we're having a celebration because you're not here, bitch. That type of thing without saying bitch. And he's like really fucking making fun of the dude. So then they like find some kind of embarrassing Facebook photo that they can dig up of the guy, And EC3's like, hey, everybody be quiet. They're all on the boat. They're all partying on the boat or whatever. And throughout the night, cool stuff's happening. Like somebody jumps off the boat. You know, there's a raft on the side of the boat. You know, whatever. One of the wrestlers gets too drunk or something, and he like whatever you can do in the PG limits of things, right? And if they can't do the drunken thing, maybe there's a piñata, and everyone's doing the piñata, but the guy misses and hits someone in the fucking face, and that's funny. And the guy's like, oh, dude, I need a fucking doctor. I think I broke my nose. And everybody's like, dude, we need to get him a doctor. And, you know, EC3's like, dude, we're on the fucking ocean. We're not going to get back in. And they're doing all these things all night that are funny. But then he goes, all right, everybody, I have a special announcement. We're going to unveil the special surprise that I've been talking about all night. Everybody has been waiting for this. Here it is. It's what's-his-face at his prom, and the guy looks like a fucking idiot or something. Like the worst photo you can find of the guy from high school, and it like unfurls down in the middle of the boat, and everybody just like kind of laughs at it. You get mostly heels on the boat, you know, but you get faces there too. Some of the faces are just kind of like cringing, like, oh fuck, that's not cool. But you know, some of the
turned away.
Right. Some of the heels are laughing though, and he takes a sip of the fucking wine and then he throws it in the face of the pitcher. That's stupid shit. And then he has a match with the guy, and and just like what is EC3 doing? Fucking,
you make him like a high school like 80s film bully.
Yeah,
you know, that's kind of how it is.
Make him a rich guy with 80s film bully, and make him undefeated for a little while. What is he doing right now? Coming out fucking. What the fuck is he doing?
Yeah,
everything is boring on the show, and this like do something.
The most he did was hold a cup and get stuck in an elevator. He's been choke slammed on Raw once by Braun. And he you know, had his matches with Dean, and that's it. That's all he's done. Main event, but I'm saying no one watches that. There's so many things that could be so simple. Like you said, you didn't mind the promo with Lars, but going back to him, Chance even said on Twitter, I kept saying, keep him quiet. Don't have him say anything. Just keep him quiet. And Chance makes a great point. WCW had Sting not say a word for 16 months,
right?
And that's when they were winning with the ratings for 83 weeks in a row. That's a great point. You don't need him to talk.
Yeah.
You know, just have him come out, destroy, and leave. That's it. And I think that does better by the lack of character, builds more character. You know, they try and humanize these people, you know, wrongly. The ones that need some character building don't get it, like EC3. And the ones that don't need it, get it, you know?
Yeah. Somebody said so Ridgemont High.
It's so baffling.
Dude, let EC3 do this whole fucking 80s Miami Vice type of deal.
That's
like,
exactly what I'm thinking.
Absolutely.
You know, that would be great. That would be so good for him.
It's so
he can
easy.
be that cocky, smarmy, stuck up, and he's very charismatic too. So he can like buddy up with people, then screw them over, like you said. Like he gets everybody to go and get on his side. And then he's got everybody on the cruise. Well, why did you bring me out here? And then, like you said, it's not just one picture. It's pictures of everybody on the cruise that he brought out there. And he's making fun of everybody, you know, and you still look just as ugly. Like he could be have no allies. Just shit on everybody because he thinks he's better than everyone.
Right.
Let him do that. Let him run with it.
And I don't, you know, it's again, like I believe these ideas I'm coming up with aren't even that good. I think what I'm coming up with is like 6 or 7 out of 10 material.
But it's just a simple idea that you can tweak and work with. You said it in 10 minutes time. Now you have a room full of 8 writers. Everybody goes, oh, you know what? Let's turn this into this. He's going to end up facing, he's going to start off where he's going to be taking, and then that's it. And that's how these things grow.
And also you can shoot it. Like you can shoot a ton of shit and then be like, all right, we need 4 minutes. Like, okay, we've got 4 minutes now. You know what I mean?
And you've got 2 weeks worth of promos off of, content off of that, shoot. So right there, you're good. And then you can have them practice the matches at house shows. It's these kind of things that just essentially write themselves that they don't go forward with. And every time there's something organic, I don't know why they pull so hard away from it. Like the crowd was all about Miz and his father. Then they had Miz lose twice. Now they lost it, so no one really gives a shit about the Miz. Miz TV has never been like anything great, but it was okay.
I thought Shane was going after Roman still. What happened to Roman?
Yeah, now they're rekindling with him and Miz. And you know what I thought of tonight?
Awful.
I know I've said it before a few times, but Roman is such a shitty face. Excuse me. He acts like a heel in the sense that he never saves anybody but himself.
That's right.
Think about it. When he was with the Shield, when he's teamed with anyone in tag teams, any of it, You know, The Miz comes out and saves Roman Reigns when it's 3-on-1, or Seth Rollins comes out and but Roman's not running out to help, you know, Seth getting beat up by Brock. He's not coming out to help Miz, who's getting beat up 3-on-1 by Shane and Elias. And, you know, he does not give two shits about anybody but himself.
Hey, that's a great point. I never thought about that. Hey, DDP, DDP's magnificent mullet, and Jake and anybody else, does anybody know if he really did that? Did EC3 actually bottle his sweat? Does anybody know if that was really done, or are you just saying that? Because
I don't know.
Okay, because if he did that already in Impact, then forget it. But if that has not been done and you just came up with that, I would do that as well. I would have him bottle and sell his sweat, his essence. I mean, seriously, like, to me, EC3 is like that character, that Miami Vice thing we just described, a little bit of Rick the Model Martel. And I really believe he really reminds me of Rick the Model Martel. And I mean the way he wrestles. Rick the Model Martel was kind of the same way. Like, he sold a little bit, but he was like stiffish. He was a bigger guy, but too small to be big, but bigger than smaller guys. Like, he was very muscular the same way. And he just had a very similar style and look, and also selling. I think Rick sold a little bit, maybe a little bit better, but all the guys from back in the day did. But EC3 is really good on the mic, and the fact that EC3 doesn't get dialogue retarded. Like, it is stupid. It is dumb. Now, the elevator thing the other day, that's something I would have thought of too. So I didn't hate on it. I don't.
They executed that so poorly.
Right.
With him convincing everyone to like help him on the elevator. I was like, that could have been handled so much better. And I like the idea that there wasn't a ref on the elevator, so they kind of had like time to kill.
Yeah.
And I would have turned it into more like a therapy session in a way. And I don't know, you could have really gone much further with it, but
did nobody have a cell phone too? They said like nobody had their cell phone.
Yeah, like that. And then tonight, people were like, "Well, how come the forklift guy didn't hear him banging?" Well, he's got the headphones on, but everybody else could clearly hear him banging in the distance inside the case. I mean, Jinder can hear him, Carmella can hear him. So you know, like, I get the forklift driver not hearing because he had earmuffs on, but
why didn't
the wrestlers don't hear him?
Well, I mean, you could just have the elevator get trapped between the floors, and then
that's fine too. You know, that works out perfect. There's just little things that really could have been tweaked with it because people like the 24/7 belt.
Yeah, it was okay.
Well.
It just wasn't. Again, like I keep saying this, those 24/7 title segments are supposed to be like the low part of the show, but what's happening is the main card is getting like is bad. Like, so the main events are in my opinion are scoring like 2s and 3s out of 10s. The upper mid card is scoring lows as well at like 3 out of 10s. However, the 24/7 title has been scoring like 5, 6, and 7s from me. So it's like your littlest part of the show, your smallest title, your goofiest moment that should be like kind of like the little bit of Jimmy's on the ice cream cake, like that stuff is getting
with the sprinkles.
Yeah, that is getting the better score from me. Everything else is generating under 5 out of 10 from me, but yet your little dumb moment is the one that's doing better. And it's still not doing very good, but it's doing much better than all the other stuff. When I should be saying, wow, the main event was the best thing tonight, or wow, that mid-card IC belt match or whatever, that was the best thing of the night. But instead, I'm saying, wow, I hated about everything, but if I had to pick the best segment, it was the 24/7 thing with a 6 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10, which is above the 2 out of 10 of everything else. So that is very fucking wrong. And somebody said the other day on the Raw review, they were like, Joe, you're just saying that because you wanted the 24/7 belt, so now you're covering up your thing. Well, no, because I still don't agree with how they're doing it. They're still not doing it the way I would do it 100%. But
the video on YouTube has 2.3 million views since being uploaded last night.
Yeah, it's dude. And if they did
compared to everything else that has 40 or 80,000 views, this has millions of views every time.
It's doing exactly what we wanted.
5 million in less than 24 hours. It was trending #1.
I dare anyone. If now I know all my videos aren't back yet, but I dare any of you guys, if you have the ability, to go back, in the last 8 months and find the 3 different shows where we brought up 24/7 title and how the social media would explode and you could bring it onto the show and off the show and on YouTube live randomly and on Instagram, and you could do all these crazy things if you had a 24/7 belt. I want somebody to pull those videos, pull the dates, and all the stuff we talked about. I dare somebody to find that, because
but here's the thing, Joe.
They are doing it.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse has 500,000 views. Nothing has over 1 million that they uploaded recap from Raw.
Yeah.
Not one segment. The closest is Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre when they did the celebration where Shane drank from the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
That's got 739,000.
Right.
But the elevator skit has 2.3 million views.
Right.
That's got to speak volumes alone, just showing how people are interested in something different.
Oh, and
that's what it is.
Well,
it's something different.
It's also rewatchability, but it's also that those. By the way, those numbers are delayed too, so that will hit.
Yeah, it'll go up as well.
Yeah, that'll be 2.7 by the end of the week. So it's 9
million
ridiculous
for him pinning R-Truth on the R-Truth pinning Jinder on the on the airplane when he was sleeping.
9 million.
9 million.
Oh my God! Like, dude. Like, I don't care if WWE if it was just parallel thinking, but to me, like, we stressed that so hard and they did it that I feel like I'm winning. Like, I feel I'm like,
but
that's
Goldberg
right,
and the Undertaker's match recap only got 4 million views, but Jinder getting pinned on an airplane has 9 million.
Jesus. And there's so much more that they should be doing. They haven't done everything right, but again, it's one of the highest scored. And even if I didn't know about that, even if you didn't tell me what those numbers were, on my Raw reviews when I'm scoring and I'm writing down segments and what I gave it, like, that is still top 3 highest things I rate on Raw and SmackDown. Even if it's not that good and it gets a 5 out of 10, it's still better than all the other stuff. We are going to go to the phones. People are calling. They want to get on. They want to talk. We're kind of recapping Raw and SmackDown a little bit, and I got a lot of donations. Let me play them. Let's see what you guys are saying here. I know that a lot of patting on the back going on right now. Sorry. I just hate these guys right now.
Joe. Hey Joe.
Hey there.
How you doing, Joe?
Not good.
Joe, I want Amanda Carmen's hairy, smelly, slightly damp mongoloid pussy in my mouth. Hook me up, Joe.
Oh my God.
Please, Joe. Joe. All right, Joe. I'm going to kill myself now. Goodbye, Joe. Pew pew. Deba 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 deba.
Dude, the thing read it like pew pew, pew pew. Mike Litteris, thank you very much. Wow. Remember Joe wanted R-Truth to pin someone as they sleep? Yeah, they knew.
Here we go. About to get it, man. Here
That's
we go.
funny, though.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh, no.
Fook this
Yeah, I said that
Tarr.
in the Super Showdown.
We for the Funhouse on Raw and Blacks pick a fight with me. Promos on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Kill me.
Pick a fight with me, Spaz Phoenix. Somebody pick a fight with me. I'm waiting for someone to pick a fight with me. All right, yes. All right, we get it. You got a lot of Viking in you, for Christ's sake. You pick fights with other people, all right? Man, pick a fight with me. Ricochet's better off because at least he goes out there like... He's boring. I mean, he's great in the ring. I love Ricochet in the ring. He's boring otherwise. But at least he gets to just go out there and wrestle, and that's it. Instead, Aleister Black has to sit there in a...
Super chat.
Fucking...
Super chat.
Sonya can pin me. Carmella gonna be crying. #me too.
Oh God! Oh yeah, I mean Spaz Phoenix, dude. Their sloppiness touch.
Super chat.
I think they touched each other, Spaz.
Congrats on another fail, Vince. Keep it up. 1/10.
Triple Gaming gives it a 1 out of 10. That is not good.
Damn.
That is not very good.
Here we go. I'm about to get it, man.
Spaz Phoenix again. What up?
Here we go. Here we go.
This guy's gonna. Oh, there he goes.
Oh no!
Stomping Grounds logo looks worse than JD's mom's droopy elephant trunk of a pussy.
Oh. Oh my God, dude! What the hell? Spaz Phoenix, thanks, man. Stomping Ground does look pretty stupid, doesn't it? Stomping Ground, WWE. There's like a boot going through the logo, isn't there? It looks like a fucking
Yeah, it looks awful. Terrible logo.
I'm trying to find it. Oh, here
It looks
is.
like a boot, and it's got the line through it. It just looks stupid. It looks so juvenile.
Dude,
we're kicking ass and taking names. That's the tagline for it. That's why they keep saying everybody's kicking ass and taking names.
Oh my god, dude! I can't believe this is real.
Super chat.
I can't believe this is real.
Don't clamor for Road Dogg. You.
Patrick Crawford, thank you for the $1.99. I don't know. I love Road Dogg. The old Road Dogg. I don't know what he's doing now. Here it is. This is so bad. I got to put like a white background up for you to be able to see it the right way. Oh, here we go. Here's a forest background. Look at that. Stomping grounds, like
So bad.
I get it. I get it. Stomping grounds.
How was ST tonight? Didn't watch due to being put to sleep last night. I couldn't bear another night of Vince's bullshit. However, I am now wide awake, so I need some help falling asleep. Please tell me a bedtime story about Vince finally stepping down.
It was, I don't know. You know what, Robbie Hyde? I think Vince will step down when what he'll do is he'll open up the windows of Titan Tower or whatever that new place they're moving into is. And he'll just open the windows wide open. He'll just
Shit bomb.
dive the fuck out.
Goddamn. Your creative Joe is some good shit.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon. You know what, Joe? Damn it, that's some good shit. That's some good shit, Joe.
I actually think that I'm a lot more like Vince than I am more like better people. You know what I mean? Like guys that write really good stuff. I feel like I'm a little bit fucking juvenile, like, and stupid, like, but I don't know, but it's still better than whatever he's doing. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, I appreciate that. Vince, feel free to give me a job then, Vince. You know, you offered me one almost a couple of years ago, and then you took it back. Feel free to call me again. I'm on YouTube now.
My name is Kane, and I'm donating.
Harry Steve.
Did anyone see Mike Canalize's promo from 205 Live? A solid promo made me wonder why he was not given a chance is beyond me. And one more random thing, I started to collect pop figures. Am I a homosexual to you guys? Because my dick is becoming a vagina.
I don't know. A lot of people have pop figures. I got a good amount of pop figures. Harry Steve. I mean, you don't need to tell me that Mike Bennett put on a good promo. I used to commentate for Mike Bennett. I've called probably 15 of Mike Bennett's matches in the independents. Mike Kanellis, whatever you want to call him. I've called his matches for years. I watched him cut promos in the ring. I watched him cut promos in Ring of Honor. I watched him cut promos in Impact. This guy has always been good at promos. Him and EC3. I want to just slap anybody in the face who is like, I hope Eli Drake goes to WWE. They could use him on the mic. I hope Eli Drake goes to WWE. Why? Who cares if he's good on the mic? EC3's good. He ain't on the mic. Mike Kanellis is good. He ain't on the mic, except for finally he is on 205 Live. Mike Bennett has been good on the mic for a long time. He sounds exactly like CM Punk, but it's kind of funny. But yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They don't know. How the fuck can these guys not be on the mic? They're literally good on the mic. You know why? Because everything's scripted. So it doesn't matter if you're good on the mic. That skill is nullified in the WWE. It is nullified if you're good on the mic. Dean Ambrose was good on the mic when he was John Moxley years ago. He got into WWE and they said, here's a fucking script, bro. So he got neutered. His promo ability was like a fucking, like, all right, like I'm gonna be like a little, I'm gonna knock him down a bit because I'm gonna consider like The Rock and Austin and some of those guys to be at like a 9 or a 10. Like I'd say Jon Moxley's independent promos were like 8 out of 10s a lot of times. But Jon Moxley in WWE as Dean Ambrose never cut much more than a 7 or a 6 out of 10. And that's because scripted robot promo. So Eli Drake, stay away if you want to be creative and still be good. 775 is the first call finally that I'm taking. Hello.
Hey, you know the only guy right now who can cut a savage promo, scripted or not, on the main roster is Samoa Joe.
I agree. Yeah, he is good. Yeah, Samoa Joe seems to be able to take, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the facts are behind that. I would like to know. Like, is he really?
Like what he did against AJ was crazy.
Yeah, yeah, that stuff was good. That was the best promo in the company besides, you know, like so Miz is pretty good, but Miz is good at reading the scripted promos. But Samoa Joe, I can't tell what he's doing. I can't tell if because I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. It's just so good. How come everybody else can't do that is what I keep saying.
It's sick. Do you follow New Japan on Twitter, Joe, or Jake?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I follow them.
Did you see the tweet they put out yesterday about the
WWE
lack
shot
of wrestling?
Yeah, on Monday nights.
That's fucking great, man.
They're trying to get in on
I'm
this
glad
whole.
People are taking shots at him.
Did you see Moxley with the fucking guy that he was holding up, the wrestler he wrestled? Yeah, I forget who it was.
After Dominion, yeah.
Yeah, after
the
Dominion.
Guy he pinned?
Yeah, dude, he was like, "Is a good fellow right here. He's learning." That was really funny.
The Moxley and Omega promo dropped for All Out this morning too. I don't know if you guys saw that.
That's gonna be.
So
I didn't see it yet.
Pretty sick, man. And
excuse me.
Did you guys
is that
have
All
a
Out or
chance
is that
to-
Fighter?
That's All Out. Yeah, that's
Okay.
All Out. But they did just sign somebody. They still didn't reveal it unless you guys know. They signed somebody from Impact.
Oh,
yeah, I haven't heard who yet. But
yeah, they still. I don't. They just said it was a big name, but nobody. Man, what if it's like what is that guy's name? Mundo.
It might be.
But he was in Lucha Underground, right?
Yeah, honestly, it might be Johnny Mundo. Is what I'm.
Dude, that'd be sick.
That's what I'm hearing, but
that'd be good as fuck. Him and I know because I think Ospreay has maybe about 2 years left in Japan, and then that'd be sick if he went to AEW. Because by that time, he'll probably be the best wrestler in the world, dude. He just had 2 matches in a week. Both are match of the year candidates.
yeah, dude, they've and his match was better than because the Jericho one didn't do as well as a lot of people
Okada
thought.
and Jericho?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty stiff, man. It was a weird match, but better than anything we get on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, I liked it still, but it was just I don't know what people
the
wanted.
ending was good.
Well,
I gave that pay-per-view maybe an 8.5 out of 10 because I was looking forward to the Tanahashi tag match, but he was injured.
Right.
So he didn't. Yeah, but the whole thing was good, man. And then Gorilla's Destiny calling out Revival. It was a good pay-per-view.
I think, I've been looking.
It was a solid show.
Yeah,
I've been looking at
Ibushi,
Impact.
man, that guy's gonna be fucking.
Oh yeah, Coda's
surprised
fucking.
he's not dead, dude.
Dude, his head on the side there, that was insane.
That was nasty. He looked back. That's why he boxed himself. When he was getting suplexed, he looked back. If you watch it again.
Yeah. Yeah, he was trying
nasty.
to. He was trying to see where it was and maybe put his arm out. I don't know what I'm not sure. I forget now. I didn't see it, but I'll tell you what. If Impact loses a big name, like at least a male superstar, because they've got a lot of or wrestler. I guess they don't say superstars there, but they've got a lot of names. I mean, if I was AEW, you'd probably be looking at Sami Callihan, Rich Swann. Although
Rich Swann for sure, dude.
And then Brian Cage and
man, WWE let all those guys go. What the fuck? I mean, they wouldn't amount to shit anyways, but still
not there. Yeah, and the other one is and yes, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact is the.
I'd love to see him and go to AEW or even Japan because I think Japan's the spot to go right now. There's too much talent over there, and everybody gets utilized, and everybody feels important. it's amazing how they structure everything over there.
But here's the thing, like they feel important and all that other stuff. But again, I'm somebody who I enjoy New Japan sometimes. I put it on and I do watch, but in my head, I don't value it. You know what I'm saying? Is the same as a lot of people do, but it's a small group of people that really value it in that way. Whereas
it's
like
a different kind of wrestling too, so it is. It took me a while to get used to it.
Like I get it, and I've always, you know, I've watched it for years. It's here or there, but it's just I like a weekly show. I like I like the American style. I'm the guy that Triple H talks about, like our WWE style fans. Like I'm a lot more like that. But
I am equally as well, and you know, like you said, I like watching New Japan, but I don't follow it faithfully.
Like
it's not the easiest to digest, honestly. You know, and that's the thing.
A lot of people feel that way about like NXT UK too. The production is WWE, but that style of wrestling is not WWE.
Okay, but so the problem with NXT now to me is the week-to-week show isn't doing enough. Like we should be, if we were talking about the week-to-week show and like being like the best, that would be awesome because then it would kill it. But
it needs to be live.
But also, all of the NXT takeovers are starting to feel very identical. Like that's the
because they're all so good. There's no like disparaging difference between them.
They are good, but the rewatchability sometimes isn't there because it's like, oh yeah, they're gonna do all kinds of crazy stuff and the crowd goes crazy. But I don't know, like it's a little bit different to me. Like there's something.
Tommaso, usually there's definitely one match each time you can watch again.
I want to see some.
When Tommaso went down with injury, they all kind of dwindled. Like
you are right about that. It did falter some.
Like to me, Gargano became a little less, intriguing without him. A lot of people, man.
Yeah, I think it's not so much that he's gone, but because of the way he left, the timing, because we were all waiting for that story to culminate. We wanted to see him and Gargano finish their business, so we just know that's kind of like looming. It's hanging in the air. It's unfinished.
Yeah, well, because it was the story. It was the one story. Like we wanted stories, and there's the story. Without that, it's just go out and kill it.
That was the main story.
They go out and they kill it, and the crowd cheers, which is awesome, and you end up with a 7, 8, 9 out of 10 show. But it's still missing a little bit of that.
I've never seen a crowd as ravenous as when, freaking, at least not in the last 2 decades almost, or at least decade and a half, for when Adam Cole won. That was insane. The place was explosive.
That reminded me of when Hogan returned after Mania.
Yeah, it was next crazy. Level, deafening. The whole, you couldn't even, your ears were ringing. It was so loud. It was incredible. And Matt the Mister just said that Nakamura is going to be taking on Seth Rollins overseas for the U.S. title when they do the overseas tour next.
Oh, in Japan? And then
so why
Triple H getting together with old Bullet Club?
Yeah, that was funny. I saw that tweet out as well. But why have Nakamura mean something just because you're going back to, that's so insulting. Like, oh, now we need you. Now we need to use you just because it's, suiting a purpose. It makes us, like, oh, you're recognized in your homeland. Well, now we'll make you relevant. But as soon as we get back to the States, we're going to, put you back with Rusev and forget about you. We still haven't seen him.
Oh, dude, I didn't watch SmackDown. Was Aleister Black anywhere to be seen? Because that's fucking.
He had a recorded promo.
Oh, he cut a promo where he yelled at the door and said, "I want competition now."
I mean, there was almost 5,000 votes on Twitter, and people said direct competition. If you had to choose one, everybody would be watching AEW. There's a 75 to 25% vote. And now with them announcing today that Fyter Fest is going to stream for free. Jericho said that he's out of the pay-per-view because he doesn't want to give it away for free. He's keeping up with storylines. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
But there's so many great matches there. Jabali and Nakazawa. Cody's taking on Darby Allin.
And then, that'll be
Moxley's going against Janela there.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam Page and Jimmy Havoc, Jungle Boy, and I think MJF is in that one as well. So, and then you got Omega and the Young Bucks, the Elite, taking on the Lucha Bros and someone else. It was supposed to be Pac, but I don't know who
the
they're going to replace.
The mystery partner. It's probably going to be the guy they signed from TNA.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh wow, that'd be crazy.
You piece of shit.
The Bleacher Report site, the BR site, and it's a free to make an account there, and you get to go. You don't have to pay for it. So how do you beat that? That's awesome. Like I said, they're drug dealers. They're giving everyone a taste. That's really what it is.
For real.
You know, a little bit of crack goes a long way. But
all right, guys, have a good one. Thanks, you.
man.
Good call. Great call.
Later.
That really is the idea of the century, though, for them to give this away for free. Fans were complaining about the price for Double or Nothing. This one's going to be for free. They'll not only get goodwill among the fans and a thank you for paying for that one, but I guess they're also going to lower the price of pay-per-views going forward. I guess they're looking at a $30 price range instead, and that's a lot more manageable than $50.
Right.
So that's a good thing. But most of these guys we haven't seen at all. They had to come out and fly all the way to Saudi to fight, but compete in a ring that was 110 degrees. Samoa Joe was talking about it. He said that kind of heat you can't make adjustments for. You realize it's going to suck really bad. He said we all just had to grin and bear it. With the exception of maybe running sprints inside a sauna, there's nothing you can do to prepare for that.
Right.
He said it was a total chaotic scene, and it was 101 degree weather, and there was too much heat for the human body. It was like an inferno in that ring with 50 bodies. That's insane.
Right.
I don't even know how they were able to compete. And that's why Jericho gave credit to the main event with Goldberg and Undertaker as well. Between, the age, the heat, the jet lag, like we said, all the extenuating circumstances that surrounded that.
Let me play some more of the donations, I guess. I'm not sure where to go. SmackDown is a waste of time.
Yo, it's Sizzix Studios from Twitter. I'm back. That tornado was scary as hell.
Damn.
Haven't watched Raw or SmackDown in a month. I gave up on the product.
Man, so many people have. I mean, you become a part of the statistic of the 1.5% that stop watching every 2 months. Phantom Lion, 1.5% stop watching every 2 months. That's crazy. And it's been something we've been tracking for the last 5 years, really, since I started saying this. And you started being able to watch. It's funny because just now is Dave Meltzer and those guys talking about, the ratings dropping, and look at this. They all just started talking about it. All podcasts,
forever.
Everything. Yeah, I've been saying this for 5 years because it started 5 years ago. And everybody, you're crazy, blah, blah, blah.
Just saw Dark Phoenix. Not as bad as everyone is saying, 8/10. However, my only issues were no Wolverine, not much character development, and just not a fan of the Dark Phoenix story. Better than The Last Stand, not as good as Days of Future Past. Good movie.
You gave it an 8 out of 10, though. CJ Crumb, I call bullshit on that. 8 out of 10? There's no way that's an 8 out of 10 movie. Not based on all the reviews I'm seeing. I can't believe it. And then all the stuff you just said. Oh my God. CJ Crumb, thanks for the $5, man.
Shit bum.
Can't believe it's 8 out of 10, though. John Montgomery.
Damn it, Joe.
Yes.
Having Kofi beat Reigns is too predictable. Reigns, I need you to go out there on SmackDown Live and pin Kofi. Make us proud. Yours truly, Vince. Ha 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 ha. Shout out to the chat.
Thank you, John. What up to John Montgomery? Yeah, I can't believe.
Did you see that AJ Lee supposedly signed a 3-year deal with AEW?
Really?
That's been going around over the weekend.
Really?
A lot of people say, don't believe it, and it was, but
it can't be real.
I don't think it's real either, but it's just interesting for sure to the timing of it all.
Alan, thanks for subbing to the channel, man. What's up? If you guys are new to the channel, hope you guys hit that red subscribe button down below and the bell, of course. Don't miss out on the daily wrestling videos.
Qatar, your top 5 rewatchable PPV events 210 Skook.
Top 5 rewatchable pay-per-view events. Andale Peasy, what up, man? Thanks for the $2. I mean, you'd have to give me more time to think of that. But my top 5 would be, I don't know. I mean, there's some NXTs I'd want in there. I'd say probably like Mania 17.
But if you had to pick just one match or the whole pay-per-view?
I think he means the whole pay-per-view.
I thought he meant just one match.
No, I don't think so. Rewatchable pay-per-view events.
Oh yeah, see, I took events as all right. So pay-per-views as a whole.
I mean, I'd go with WrestleMania 8 because I like that WrestleMania. I'd go with a SummerSlam 06 in Boston. There's a lot. I can't really narrow that down.
I have to go back and pinpoint a few of them.
Yeah, I'd have to really look at it. There's Hell in a Cell with Shawn and Undertaker. I might take that just because of that match. Even I don't even remember everything else that happened, but there was a lot that happened. I don't know. WrestleMania, I think it's 18 or 17. I can't remember which one. I think 17 was awesome.
17 was fantastic. That's my favorite.
I whooped Santa Claus's ass.
Yeah, I would have to really, mull it over.
Stunned Santa Claus's ass.
Cook the Humpster.
You piece of shit.
Santa Claus's ass. Oh well, yeah.
I would fook Mickey James until cum comes out of her eyeballs.
Oh my
She will
God.
have chink eyes like
Now's your
me
time
in no
because she's
time
having
flat.
surgery, so she can't run anywhere. Get her.
Yeah, go get her in the hospital while you can. Gook the Humpster, broski. Thanks, man.
Let me know if any more comes in, but WWE knew there was going to be a strong, ratings difference because of the NBA game on Monday night. So with that going up against them last night for the NBA finals, they said that they didn't give up, but that they knew that since they were going head-to-head against a juggernaut with the ratings like that, they kind of just knew there was no hope. So they didn't actually give up, but they want to basically say, like, oh, we didn't give up. We kept trying.
Who said
that's why
this?
they kind of pulled back. Brian Alvarez was talking on Wrestling Observer Live, and he says someone from inside the company let him know that there was going to be, this is the quote, we knew there was going to be a strong NBA game Monday night on, like, Saturday or Sunday. So the point of this is they started writing Raw last week. They didn't know what kind of competition they were going to have on Monday. And then over the weekend they found out. So they presumed that it could happen, but they put together a show like they just put together a normal show. Then they found out there was going to be, the finals on Monday night. So they tried to move things around as a result of what was happening during the game. They were watching the game at the same time. So that's why they kind of moved some of the segments, and it felt kind of out of order on Raw. But they kind of pulled back on some of their plans, knowing that they would have less viewers, I guess, as well. That's one of the main reasons why they, did certain things the way they did.
I just can't believe that's
I feel
real.
like that's an excuse, though. I feel like the show would have been the same whether there was basketball finals on or not.
They've done this show anyway. Like, anybody who believes that is a moron. In fact, you know what, Brian Alvarez, you're a fucking idiot for believing that. Because you know what? They've done these type of shows on non-NBA nights.
Yeah,
we've seen this exact piece of shit show. Yeah. So anybody, I don't care if somebody told you that, it's bullshit, because they've done this exact piece of shit on other nights. Stop it with the excuse about the NBA finals, because only a couple 100,000 people didn't watch compared to what normally watch anyway. So the point is, no, you would do your best to be like, fuck you, the NBA finals is on? I don't give a fuck. Look what we're doing. Watch this shit. Okay? Because I don't give a fuck if the NBA finals are on. If Stone Cold Steve Austin is about to be embalmed by The Undertaker and Kane and shit, I'm watching that over the NBA finals. I'm fucking taping the NBA finals to watch what the fuck Steve Austin and The Undertaker do. All right? So, no. You go, fuck that. Last time the NBA finals were on, we lost 300,000 viewers. We're going to be so goddamn good tonight that we're going to, if anything, we're going to lose 50,000 viewers. We're going to beat whatever happened last time. We're not going to fucking lose people, because we're going to be so crazy that they're going to want to have to tune in. So the fact that they said, oh, we mailed it in, bullshit, you mail it in every night. Don't believe it. Keep selling your newsletter.
Funny thing is, too, is that Chael Sonnen was doing an interview yesterday, and he was speaking about how WWE offered him two different offers. One was to no-show the second fight against Anderson Silva back at UFC 148 a few years back.
Yeah.
And the second offer was to, if he beat Anderson Silva, then to show up the next night on, the day after on Raw with the title. And that was a $5 million offer. The first one was $1 million to no-show, $5 million if he showed up as UFC middleweight champion. He said he did not consider either offer, which is good. but he was unsuccessful in defeating Anderson Silva that night anyways. And when they asked why they wanted him so badly, he said just to stick it up Dana White's ass.
What?
Because that's when they were going back and forth. So they basically made an offer to Chael Sonnen just to kind of screw over Dana White at that point.
That's so weird.
That's when they had a lot of bad blood between each other, you know. And
I hate Chael Sonnen anyway.
Do you?
No, I don't really care. I just to fuck him. I don't like.
I always liked him. He was just so crass and unyielding.
You know what it is? I don't like any
charismatic.
I don't like any announcers or commentators right now.
Yeah, well, I liked him when he was a fighter because he just had such a big friggin' mouth, and he couldn't always back it up. But I enjoyed him.
No, as a fighter, sure, but I didn't really. Actually, I don't even really. I never watched him really.
Oh, I used to love watching him fight.
I just don't like him because he's a commentator. I hate.
Yeah, he would have won the title had he held on a few seconds longer in the match before against Silva because Silva broke his toe.
Yeah,
I believe that was the fight, and had he not lost in that last round, like all he had to do was make it, I think, 10 more seconds. And they would have had to stop the fight anyways because of his toe being broken, so he would have won the belt. So when they had the second fight, he just couldn't get it done.
Guys, there is so much stuff on my Patreon right now that if you're not a patron, then you're a fuckhead. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, guys. Over an hour with Dave Rose. There's a huge fucking Discord conversation that's going up on YouTube tomorrow, but the audio is going up on Patreon. I put up an interview that I did with Hannibal. The Hannibal TV. Anybody knows Hannibal, the guy with the Terry Funk video?
Yeah.
Slaps his eardrum. We had a great conversation. Not that long because he had to go, but it was pretty cool. He's also the same wrestler who got the Hep C that WWE let go because they found out he had Hep C and he sued them and everything. So that is up on Patreon right now. It's about 20 minutes or so. It's pretty good. Go listen to that. And if you're a patron, there you go. Anyway, let me play. Oh, no, I did play them all. We got through all the donations. Let's take a phone call. 314, what's up?
Hey, yo, it's Kratos. How y'all been?
What's up?
What's going on?
It's been a wild night for me. I missed SmackDown, obviously.
Take my
but
pants
Dominion
off.
was. I'll get that first call some credit. Dominion was really good. But I was actually surprised to see Kenta, formerly known as Hideo Itami, there with Shibata for a little bit of a reunion between the two.
Yeah, that was nice to see him. He's got so much boring WWE stink on him. I wasn't even happy. Like I was like,
I know.
WWE ruined this guy. Like I don't know how long it's gonna take for him to get back to being Kenta. I mean, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk took all his moves.
G1 to make him Kenta again because he wants in. John Moxley wants in the G1. I'm just waiting for the official announcement for the G1 tournament. If those two are in,
yeah,
WWE's done for.
Done for.
I'm talking about because once New Japan starts the G1, nobody's going to give a crap about the next few months up until SummerSlam. They're going to be probably watching G1.
Let me walk you
G1,
back. WWE is not done because 5% of their audience is going to watch the G1.
Yeah, not enough people.
I meant for at least the first night. The first night is July 6th in Dallas.
Nope. They ain't done. 5% of the audience.
G1 is in Dallas this year for the first night.
Yeah, but what day is that?
Sunday.
Is there a WWE pay-per-view? I don't think so. Is there?
I don't believe so.
I mean, what?
But I just believe that if more people watch New Japan and AEW,
no,
the more people WWE will lose.
No, they
AEW
won't.
maybe the live shows. It depends on if they're going to go head to head with them like on Tuesdays until SmackDown changes to Fridays. But the problem is that I think it's going to be kind of like a tiered system where Raw will be in first place, AEW will be in second, and SmackDown will be in third. Like,
do you know
they're
how
not
many
going to
people?
overtake
That could be a good point.
Do you know how many people signed up for the New Japan app when the Jericho thing went down the first time and he went to face Kenny Omega? I can tell you, I know the answer, but
yeah, and there was no mass access at WWE fans.
Because I've been signed up since Wrestle Kingdom 11, actually.
Okay, so the answer to that is 30,000. 30,000 people. 30,000. So that was Jericho and Kenny Omega. 30,000. That's American. I don't know what other numbers, Canada, around the world. But I'm just telling you, in America, 30,000 people signed up for that app, which, by the way, for them is a lot. 30,000 people out of nowhere signed up. But when you look at the scheme of things, WWE is not in trouble whatsoever with that.
Yeah, I mean, WWE Network right now has, at the end of 2018 was the most I have for like official numbers. They had 1.56 million subscribers to the network. I think it's more than that now. I think they finally hit 2 million at one point they were talking about.
WWE is in trouble because their weekly show is written like shit, not because of anybody else.
Exactly. That's what I had meant by they're done for. That's what I meant by they're done for was their weekly shows.
Well, but that doesn't.
They're doing all right financially, supposedly.
They're doing amazing financially, and that's why they're not worried so much about ratings still at this point. They're still getting a ton of TV deals, and I mean, they're not going anywhere. They're not hurting. AEW got, I think, 110,000 people watching for buys for the last pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, their first showing. And, I mean, the network has roughly 2 million people watching, and then people are still buying the pay-per-views and renting them as well, on top of people not having the network. They still have, people coming out, and there's a good amount of people that rent the pay-per-view every month and don't use the network, plus sports bars and things like that, too. So, yeah, WWE is not having problems generating viewers as far as, like, their monthly network specials go.
Well, I just mean like his reference to like, the New Japan is happening, so WWE's done.
Yeah, because like you said, they only gained 30,000 new subscribers, and that was with the Jericho feud.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, most people didn't stay. I remember they said that they had a large drop off,
right?
So they didn't retain most of those viewers. I know I didn't keep my membership past then. Most of the stuff I would stream after the fact. So
it's like a guy.
WWE still has it. AEW did well, but they only had 100,000, a little over that, as far as their first showing. Is that good? Yeah, that's fantastic, but it's still not WWE numbers.
It's like a guy on YouTube who, like, the other day said that I was done and he's coming for me and all these things, and like they're growing faster than me or something like that. And they're all of that was lies. But the bottom line is, even if it was true, you have 18 viewers. You know what I mean? You have 18 viewers. So, like, even if, like, I am not able to go live, even if I don't have this channel, even if whatever, like, you still have 18 viewers. Like, and you may get 30 eventually. And so maybe my views go down to 600, and maybe your views go from 8 people to 30 people. I am still not done for. I am,
no chance.
No, I know that's what this guy said, even though he used to watch me for 2 years, and then he did his own show, and he copied all my donations and all these things, and he says WWE watches him all the time, yet he only has 180 viewers per episode. But, people like that who are delusional, like, so that is just a delusional thing. I mean, there's more relevancy with New Japan and AEW, probably with AEW, because AEW could start doing well enough to get 1 million viewers, right? So if you can start to get to 1 million, well, now that's something, because WWE's at 2 and 3. So yeah,
WWE announced that the day after WrestleMania 35, they said they had 2.124 million subscribers. So, and that was 6% down from last year's WrestleMania. So,
ouch.
That's free and paid.
Yeah. See, the point here is that AEW is going to could have the potential to get to 1.5 million at some point. WWE has the potential to be at 4 or 5 million again if they really were good. And that's the thing, is they're way below their potential. And it seems like they're happy with that. It's the weirdest thing. It's like they're happy with fucking Metacore or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. They're happy slowly trending downward. It seems like they are. And they can say, of course we're not happy. But, I mean, I'm sorry, whoever's at WWE, if you ever listen to this, which you maybe won't, maybe you will, it feels like you like this. Feels like you like failure. It's very bizarre. It's very strange. Feels like you hate yourself, and I'm trying to figure out why. I don't know. Like you like the goddamn the guy who bladed the Hannibal guy. Abdullah the Butcher. You just like making people bleed.
Some people just like being miserable.
Unknown caller. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Joe and Jake?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
So, like, thinking about taking a different approach to this. If you obviously everybody watches YouTube, and the channel, just the YouTube in general, is full of wrestlers complaining for years. Like, you got old wrestlers complaining, young wrestlers complaining. They've all been bitching. Like, unless they were in charge, you know, they complain a lot. So it's like this new phenomenon of, oh, Moxley this, Moxley blah blah blah. Like, I call bullshit, because even if it wasn't for the promos, what was he doing that was so exciting when he was a wrestler that everybody was checking for him? Like, to me, all those shows when you got 14 dudes doing the same suicide dive and everybody's fucking super kicking everybody and all this, it's like, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
Like, if half of these dudes don't get over, is it always just because of creative, or is it because you got the same 5 movesets that all the indie guys use? Like, that's just boring to me. Like, I don't want to see 40 dudes doing a super kick, especially when that used to be a finisher.
Yeah.
And then suicide dives, you got 5 dudes doing it per show, and then 2 females doing it per show. So what's the point?
And everybody's throwing out the super kicks and the you know, it just makes things look less spectacular overall.
I hate those,
and then the
man.
thing is, and it's like, and when you have, you know, they sit there and they blame all the shit on the promos that was given to them and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, you can ride that horse to a certain extent, but then there comes a time when you actually get in the ring. Where's your bionic elbow? Where's your, you know, and, you know, when Eddie Guerrero would be in, he'd do his little shimmy or whatever. That's not even really a move, but it's just something that people pop for. And then, like, if Ray wants to do a tribute to him, he'll do that, you know, whatever. Like, something that people will remember. Or even, where's your catchphrase?
Yeah, Enzo said this a while back, and it really hit me hard, because he said if a guy goes out there and does some fantastic 5-star move and breaks his back and neck in the process, not literally, but saying, you know, hurting himself night in, night out just to get the crowd to pop. But all Enzo had to do was do that little feet shuffle back and forth, and the crowd reacted the same. You know, the same thing as you can't see me, or the people's elbow, or, you know, that kind of thing. You know, you needed that Austin flipping you off. And we don't have much of that. Roman's got it, you know, with the ooh before the spear. And, you know, there's a few, but not like what we used to see.
And that's all that he has. But even stupid shit like The Rock throwing his elbow pad out into the audience or something like that. It's like, these dudes can't keep sitting up there crying, blaming creative all the time, because you still get a chance to get in the ring. And
yeah, you're still there to wrestle.
But they're told how to wrestle now, too.
If you're R-Truth and you can get over doing this 24/7 shit, or let's just keep it real. They set up the New Day to fail. It was like, I'm gonna just keep it 100% real.
Yeah.
3 black dudes. We don't know what to do with them. Fuck it. Stick them in a group. Y'all go out there and do this fucking whack shit, and you'll shit the bed so bad we can get rid of you in 3 months and go. And the fucked up thing is, dude was like, word, we got this stupid shit. Well, let's take it all away. Hey, dude, let's get a trombone. Let's fucking do some hip wiggling. Let's do some shit. And they fucking made that shit the hottest shit. The next thing you know, the 3 dudes they was thinking about getting rid of, they're the dudes selling all the fucking T-shirts.
Yeah, now one of them's
But I don't think. But here's the thing. Here's the first thing. Vince was really. Vince was loving that idea from the very beginning. He loved that idea. He was all into the New Day thing. Like, Vince was loving that. It was probably like his #1 thing that he liked. Like, right from the beginning, before they, and I know they did make it what they did make it. Like, that's true. But I mean, God.
But the whole skipping and all that, you even listen, if you listen to them do individual interviews, even like Kofi or whatever, like, they added all the shit, the trombone and all that, the shit that actually got it over.
Yeah.
The New Day rocks, the claps and all that. They put that shit in there. So that's another time when I call bullshit on Moxley, because he's complaining about a pooper scooper. But meanwhile, you got people like fucking Bray Wyatt's popular for what, fucking Firefly Funhouse. That's another one. If somebody really wanted to complain about, like, oh my God, they made me go in and put on a fanny pack and dance around, and then they had a fucking Vince puppet with devil ears on. Duh, I hate it. Like, man, stop fucking wham. And when you get the fucking light, do something hot that somebody actually will fucking remember. Because it's like, you know, like I said.
Yeah, but don't you think
it's not just now. All you can.
I mean, Dean does sound like a whiner.
Look at all these old shoot videos the RF videos and all that. You see old wrestlers, 50, 60, 70 years, they just sound like old John Moxleys. They've been crying for fucking 40 years. They didn't let me do that. And then you get the Coco Bewares, the this one, that one. They went out there, they took that bullshit, made it hot.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but the problem is that, especially nowadays, like Joe was saying, and I do agree, like they do things to try and get themselves over. And prime example, with the Rusev Day stuff, when Rusev started that, it got over, and then he got punished for it because it wasn't their idea. And you try and get things over, whether it be a move and whatnot, but they have the match predetermined. As where you used to design your match or call it on the fly if you really felt like it, now the matches are produced. They tell you what the finish is going to be. Okay, everybody had that. Now that you know the beginning, the middle, and the end, and you guys can fill in a few things here or there, but you're not allowed to take liberties like you used to. They want you to hit certain things like a checklist. All right, make sure you get the dive to the outside. Make sure you get tangled up in the ropes. Make sure you hit 2 spears and 1, Superman punch. This is what they want from you, and they schedule everything to a T with commercials.
Here's what's funny, though. It's always been like that. The only difference is the one detail they're living out is the guys that are more secure. That's just like any job. The guys that if you're related to the boss or if you got some hookup where you're more valuable, you could pull some shit and get away with it that other people can't.
Oh, no doubt. That's how it works there.
But even Batista says
radio, that's radio, that's TV. If you're a news broadcaster,
yeah, if you got pull, you've got a substantial way about yourself to get things over. But even Batista, I was reading before the quote, he said he resents. This is a direct quote. I resent there being so many people who have say, who have never taken a bump in their life. That bothers me. I get that they were successful outside of professional wrestling, but it also bothers me when someone has control over a professional wrestler who never paid their dues. To me, they don't deserve to be in that position. Take a few bumps. Know what we're going through before you decide what our career is going to be.
Yeah,
and that's a great point.
You know what I say to that? I say there's a whole bunch of actors in Hollywood like this fucking wrestler taking all my movie roles. Go sit down somewhere and pay some dues like I did as an actor. So it's the same shit.
Yeah, but the wrestlers take acting classes and stuff, so I get what you're trying to get at that.
But there's guys that have dedicated their whole lives to being an actor, and then all of a sudden, because this guy was in the WWE...
But that's what wrestling is. It's acting. So.
But in the end, here's the problem. The show sucks every week. That's, in the end, whatever, John Moxley complains, whatever. I agree with you that there's a little bit of sour grapes there, obviously. And by the way, John Moxley did sound a little bit controlling, like a little bit like he hates everything that's not his idea, but he has to do it. But that being said, again, in the end, after all that, the evidence that I have is the show sucks every week.
And fairly enough to say, a lot of what they gave him was shit. So, as much as
he didn't even like the mannequin thing, and I thought the mannequin thing was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I like
when he was fucking sawing the mannequins' privates and stuff, and he was acting
dragging
crazy.
It around to the ring with him. And
I know that he didn't like that either, but I was like, damn, I thought that was good. I
didn't hate the little red wagon idea either. With him being like a lunatic, I just didn't like the fact that the weapons that he carried around you knew weren't going to be used.
Yeah,
I wish it was a different thing of like weapons that he was actually going to be able to use in the match against an opponent that actually wanted to fucking wrestle.
Yeah, it sounds like he didn't understand the character that Vince made for him, because like he kept saying it on the interview that like Vince, well, you're crazy, you're just do weird stuff, you're out there. Like, and that's true. I actually felt that. There was sometimes I liked him. The more he was like that, the more I liked him, but it felt like they never went fully in on that. And so when he was sawing up a mannequin's privates, I was like, I liked it. And so he didn't even like that. So I disagree with John Moxley on that.
But do you agree with what I was saying earlier with even
a little
after
bit.
all...
A little bit, yeah, because everyone...
his matches, does he do anything? Like, of course, everybody want to ride his jock now because,
No, he was boring. He was No, we crapped on him. No,
we've been doing that shit for a long time.
Because I'm going to tell you, and it's the same thing, even when I look at Seth Rollins. Besides the super kicking and the suicide diving that I hate, you know what else I hate? This is going to sound very cliche, but you know what people really like? A man that sounds like a man. Think about all the wrestlers that you like that had good promos, Stone Cold, The Rock, Dusty, this one. They sound like a dude. You can't be sitting there like, burn it down.
You know what it sounds like? You know what it sounds like to me? Do you know what Seth Rollins sounds like to me?
On Monday, his voice sounds like he's talking through the back of a fucking fan.
I'm gonna burn it down, John. You know
exactly. And then he's like, oh, and when I kick your ass, so I mean, so nobody actually wants to recognize the fact that maybe if this dude has some bass to his voice,
yeah,
someone would fucking take him seriously. Like, that's an important thing, whether you're a rapper, singer, whatever shit. But if you want to sound like a fucking goat and think somebody's gonna take you serious, go right ahead.
Yeah, he's gonna talk lower and a bit quieter.
You know what Seth Rollins reminds me of is like the young, you know, the young kid in a neighborhood, pretty good neighborhood, who grew up watching wrestling and was like, I'm going to be a wrestler. And then he was one. And so when he gets out there, it's like he's just that kid, but now an adult. So he does the wrestling pretty well, but he doesn't have any of that, like, that like you said, that badassery or that man feel to him, even though he is. He doesn't have anything outside of that those boring lines he spews. Because other guys went through, like, the independence in some scary times and had to develop a character. You know, I feel like Seth never ever had a character. He was always just like, I'm out here and I'm a cool wrestler. A lot of those guys around the CM Punk Ring of Honor time, they all grew up with that sort of thing, like, we're wrestling and that's cool.
Yeah,
but,
and they're just cool to be a wrestler. Good,
but
to, you know, we're out here.
But not understanding that of voice, whether it be like a Rick Rude or this or that, it's very key. Like I said, whether it's a rapper, a newscaster, a sportscaster, guys that have commanding voices. Like it's like The Rock, you know, The Rock says such and such and such. You know, if that, say Seth Rollins was The Rock. The Rock says, you know, and can you smell when I'm cooking? Like, no, I don't smell what you're cooking.
Dude.
You sound like you're talking to the back of a fucking fan. That's why, no.
Oh my God, dude, your fucking Seth Rollins impression, like, I could listen to that all night. That's better than Seth.
Sounds like a goat.
Yeah, like even John Cena. Even though I don't like John Cena, but you know that much. But John Cena cuts a promo. He's for real. He gets on the mic and he's like, "Let me like tell you why John Cena is gonna go." And you're like, "Okay, wow, he's got a command on the mic." Samoa Joe has that.
Joe does, and I'm gonna tell you what's funny. Who has a good presence on the mic, but just hasn't got their wrestling together yet? On the female side, that I didn't think I was gonna like her at first. What's the chick? Lacey or whatever.
Yeah, Lacey Evans.
I like the way she has a great command of the mic. Like, she talks real cool, not nervous, whatever. Got a command, like the little country bumpkin shit, and she got like a smart mouth to her, like bitch, I'll slap you, like, get out of my face. But now if she could get the wrestling part together, she'd be great. But then some of the other ones, like I said, like Becky, you know, I've actually called him before, and I kind of shit on Becky because I just don't believe her. She sounds like,
I don't believe her either.
Fucking Conor McGregor bootleg. Like, I'm gonna hear her say she's gonna slap somebody's head off 20, 30 times in the same promo, and it's like, whatever.
Yeah, I don't believe her either. I really don't. I don't believe her. You know, it's weird because yeah, she did so well, but
has anybody been as scared of her as they were of Asuka when Asuka first came in? Like, to me, Becky was never as like intimidating as Asuka.
Yeah, and Asuka can't even talk, so yeah, it's crazy. I just like Lacey Evans. Like, I don't know what her thing wouldn't work. I don't think as a face, but she works great as a heel because she doesn't have to say that much. But when she says what she says, I mean, she comes off like a, you know, that 50s, you know, white woman. She almost, you know, like, you almost feel like, you know, she's that old, you almost feel like she might be racist too. Like, so you're like, there's a part of you that really fucking doesn't. So it's really easy to dislike Lacey Evans. So, in that whole snobby thing and everything. So it's all perfect for her. So it all comes off good for her. But yeah, I agree. I don't love her yet. And I think that she's the type of person that they really love to work with. So, you know, she's going to get a lot of weird, cringy segments. But like you said, she'll do anything, probably like R-Truth. So she'll go out there and have 7 out of 10 horrible moments, but she'll have a couple good moments in there because she stuck with it. Kind of like how the New Days had some kind of ugly segments, but they've also had some really good segments because, you know, they've gone out there. It's kind of like playing the Diablo game or an ARPG video game where, you know, it's random RNG. You know, when you destroy a monster, a great weapon could drop if you destroy a monster, but you could destroy a bunch of monsters and not find anything. But the bottom line is the more you play, the more you play, though, the more you have a chance to have better equipment. And that's kind of like how the New Day is. Like, the more chances you get to go out there, the more eventually you're going to start striking some gold, even if it's bad at first.
Because at first they were not revered at all. They were pretty hated.
Yeah, it was like, what is?
And they just managed to flip the crowd with them eventually.
Look at Matt Hardy when he started. When Matt Hardy started the broken gimmick in Impact, we were
people
like,
thought he was ruining wrestling.
Yeah,
forever.
His career's over. Like, what is he doing? Like,
not just his career, but Impact and wrestling as a whole. People literally said he just ruined wrestling in general.
Right before Big E got hurt, if you remember, he came in the ring one time, and once again, he's like, I'll do some shit they didn't tell me to do. He did a fucking split. Everybody goes nuts. Next thing you know, everybody wants him to do the split. Nobody wrote that shit for him.
Right.
There's fucking coming, like I said, the trombone shit. They have videos online where they say they came up with all that shit. Nobody said.
Yeah,
hey,
but Big E also has a lot
trombone.
of basically protection in a sense, because he knows his worth. And
you know what though, Dean Ambrose
said that on Twitter. Remember, we brought it up on Out of Nowhere, where he said he could pretty much do anything without getting fired.
He did say that, but Dean Ambrose had a lot of pull too.
Dean Ambrose had way more pull than, and that's why
I don't think Dean Ambrose had more pull than the New Day.
He was a top guy with the biggest faction, and the thing is, all the complaining he was doing. Imagine, dude, like at least he was on TV every week. At least he was on all the pay-per-views. You had guys that weren't even getting on the show, so it's like you got this guy who's on all the time, always getting a shot. You know what I'm saying? There's guys in the back like, shit, just get me on TV one time. Let me fucking try some shit. Dude's complaining, let me get a fucking shot.
Yeah.
And like Matt Riddle, that's a dude, even his little funny-ass promos that he cut on Goldberg, which is another story for another day. But if he's going to do his promos like that, man, send that motherfucker. Like he talks, and his shit's entertaining to me.
He's almost like he doesn't even know, doesn't understand the boundaries. So it's awesome because he doesn't even get it. He's like, I'll just say whatever, I don't care. So that type of attitude is better.
A dude that would have been in the NWO, like with Kevin Nash, has got all just getting on the mic like, bro.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you might be right.
Worst, bro. You suck.
All right, dude. Listen, I'm gonna let you go. Good stuff, though. I didn't agree with everything, but I agree. I appreciate the point. I'm kind of midway with you.
All right, cool.
Thanks, man.
Great call.
I'm middle.
A lot of good calls tonight. A lot of good calls.
I'm middle ground with him. I see his point. I think he's got a good point, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't 100%
I don't entirely
agree,
but at least, it's nice to have differing opinions. That's why when Kratos called, too, he said that, I'm sorry, I made an ass of myself. I'm like, no, you have a differing opinion.
Yeah, Kratos, you didn't do anything wrong, bro. You can call back again. I'm not, just because I was what the
I know
fuck?
what he meant. He was saying, once October comes, WWE would, October comes, excuse me, I can't talk.
Oh.
WWE might be in trouble. And I get what he's trying to say. Basically, there's other places out there that viewers should have their attentions focused on. New Japan might be the overall better product, but WWE viewers are not going to be, focusing on that, unfortunately. Maybe, like you said, when everything happens, it'll be, 5%, if that?
Right.
But it's not enough to worry WWE at this point in time, so. It's kind of how it goes, but. Ember Moon wrestled tonight against Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan debuted a new finishing move, but Moon still got the win. And fans actually chanted, "This is awesome," twice during the bout. Apparently, it was a really good match between the two.
In a dark
Ember
match?
Moon also had her, her Nintendo broken. So her Switch was broken by Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose backstage. So she put up a video on SmackDown, the after show, talking about that. And what else was I going to say? Slammiversary is actually looking like it's going to be a pretty good show this year as well.
Maybe I'll go.
It's Moose versus Rob Van Dam. That was just announced.
Where is it?
I don't know. I'm trying to. I'll tell you in a second. Brian Cage against Michael Elgin, and then you got Rich Swann versus Johnny Impact, and then they have the women's Monsters Ball Fatal 4-Way. So. You got Tara Valkyrie, Sue Young, Rosemary, and Havoc. Sounds like it's going to be a good show so far.
Could be all right. I do want to say real quick, let me play these donations. I'm sorry they have been sitting here. If you guys want to see the best we can bring on Monetize this Friday night,
Texas.
If you want to Dallas style, we're not going. If you want to see the best we can bring to you as far as people on Monetize this Friday night, then you're not a patron, think about becoming a patron. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Become a patron so I can bring you the best co-host possible on Friday nights on Monetize This, or just feel free to have a good time on Monetize This and throughout the week. And I would love to bring you the best co-hosts we can on Friday night. So patreon.com or the donation link down below or Super Chats over there. And hey, it's up to you, I guess. But yeah, we'll have a good time this week. And I have a whole bunch of stuff on Patreon right now for you. O2 the J. What up, O2 the J? Thank you for subscribing to me on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Joe Cronin JCS is the Twitch account. So thank you, my friend. Where are you listed here? Because I want to see how many months. Are you not coming up? What the fuck's going on? Oh, there you are. Oh, it might be your first. Is that your first month subscribing? All right. Well, thank you for subscribing, man. I appreciate that, dude. And someone earlier was like 16 months in a row. God damn, it was fire.
A few people, yeah, that have been. Bry Guy, I believe, was one of them.
Talking Wrestling TV. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And what's up? Have a drink for me, baby. Make sure you're subscribed to wrestling videos daily, all week. We're talking about wrestling here on the channel. We're live after every WWE event. And my AEW Wrestling Podcast. Another one tomorrow. It's coming to Patreon.
WWE is like the young and the restless. It will never go away because its core keeps them. Channels pumping.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to believe it would go. Ralph Lauren, thank you very much for the donation. It's hard to believe it would go away after it, after Nitro and WCW. If they didn't take out WWE, it's hard to believe anybody could take out WWE. But WWE might take themselves pretty fucking low. I'll tell you that. That's what it feels like they're doing now. They keep this up. WWE keeps this shit up, Ralph, and they'll be looking at a 1 million viewership, and then an 800,000 viewership. And I don't care how much Saudi money you make, because then they'll become a different company. They'll become a movie company. That's my theory. If they fail big enough, at some point they'll become a goddamn movie company. Oh God, Johnny T. Ugh. Oh, you mongoloid. Oh.
Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. This is death. This is what hell looks like. You want me to do it, Dave? You want me to do it? You ship them, Cronin. I need to make a cardboard box of a dumbass to stick my small cock in. Look what you've done, WWE.
Should I do it, Dave? Johnny T. Thank you, Johnny T, for the Mongoloid JB donation. That guy really does look like JB. If JB lost his fucking mind and ate 70 pizzas and maybe had an extra chromosome or something like that. Thank you very much, Johnny T. Appreciate it. Anything else, Jake, that you wanted to mention that we didn't get to
going
yet?
forward, I guess Randy Orton's going to be feuding with Aleister Black. I guess that's going to be his first challenger on the SmackDown side of things, because they've been facing each other often on the live shows, and I guess WWE officials are liking them two working together. So, but that's an odd pairing as well, because you don't know who's heel and who's face at this point in time, really.
Yeah.
Randy Orton just, won against good guy Triple H, so
I would hope
that put him more in the heel camp with things. And
so Randy Orton's going to put this guy over, I guess?
I guess maybe, because the plans are after that Aleister Black would be going for the IC title against Finn Balor. I imagine we might see that for SummerSlam, but
give me a ladder match, man. I want
those two ladder match. Fuck yeah!
I'd love to, or throw or Ricochet in a match. One of the two. I don't care. I want Ricochet or Finn Balor in a ladder match with somebody. That's what I want to see. 1-on-1, not a fucking triple man or whatever the fuck. I want a 1-on-1 ladder match. Hang the belt. That's what I want. Fuck all that other shit.
Yeah, no Velcro.
Well, that's probably not going to go away now, but
yeah, all right.
That sucks.
No, that is it. For I have some news and whatnot that we'll save for tomorrow for Out of Nowhere.
Really?
Live at 11 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, besides that, we'll get into that. Some stuff for Stomping Grounds, and then plans for the summer for some of the big names in the company. So we'll see what's going on going forward, as well as some NXT plans in the making as well. It'll be a packed show tomorrow night. Connor, myself, and you tearing it up, baby. What would you give tonight's SmackDown for a rating?
1 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 3 because I did enjoy. Actually, 2.5. I did like Nikki Cross and Bayley. That was a pretty decent match. I like those two working together. I think they, showed some decent athleticism. And then I like the part with Heavy Machinery. So
yeah, I did too. I'm still giving it a 1 because I hate them.
I don't blame you.
I gave Raw a 1 last night, and I'm just giving it a 1 tonight because 30 minutes of Shane McMahon to open the show was fucking stupid.
Plus everything we got with him last night, celebrating with the cup and Shane McMahon Appreciation Night, and it's too much. The wild card is just killing any type of goodwill that they had.
I don't think they ever had any.
Well, there's no difference between the brands with this wild card. It's just the Shane McMahon show.
Yeah, I mean, it was a joke before the wild card. Now it's just really fucking retarded.
Now we used to say, "Oh, what brand split?" Now it's really just non-existent.
Yeah, there's no split. I mean, there wasn't. We were saying that before. We were saying that there's no split.
We were saying it before the wild card. Now it's just.
This is an absolute joke. This company's a joke. That's the fucking logo. This company is. I mean, you're not even getting new kids watching the product. Like, it's not just adults and stuff. The kids stopped watching too. So your stupid show that's marketed to kids, the kids stopped watching too. The demographic of kids, it's oh God.
Kids are embarrassed to tell their friends that they watch this stuff. It used to be somewhat action-packed. Now it's cringy, and they don't need to be, PG, TV-14. They can still be PG and get away with some stuff, but
yeah, people use
Roman swearing occasionally and them saying ass for, taking, kicking ass and taking names. Come on. You don't need that.
No,
it's such a stupid tagline for the show.
The show's depressed me.
Yeah, no doubt.
My life has depressed me.
And then we only have one more week now to build. Next week is all we have left to build for Stomping Grounds. That's the go-home shows next week. And what matches do we have announced, really? Oh, we want to see Seth Rollins take on friggin' Baron Corbin. That's exciting. We want to see Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler go against each other again. Oh, that's even more exciting. We want to see Becky Lynch and Lacey Evans fight again. Oh, yeah. It's just all the same shit.
Gavin hates it. Gavin's 9 years old, and he was like, I don't really like this. He used to kind of be interested, but he's like, I don't really like this. Tomorrow night, the Boston Bruins are in the Stanley Cup, so I'm just warning everybody that potentially, out of nowhere, maybe late,
Could be a rough night if things don't go a certain way.
It could be a rough night tomorrow night. Yeah, if the Bruins lose the cup and St. Louis, because at this point the Blues are shitheads. Like,
I really thought it was going to be 6 games too.
I mean, I'm not even kidding. Like, I get if people are rooting against Boston just because they don't like Boston or whatever, even though the Bruins have only won 1 cup in fucking like 30 years. But because I guess of the Patriots and the Red Sox, people are mad at anything Boston. Fine.
Yeah, even the Celtics, but they haven't won in 10 years.
Yeah, feels like they still just won, but yeah.
It's been a decade.
But the Blues are playing like dickheads. They're fucking everything is an up high hit, an elbow. Like the St. Louis Blues have turned into real pieces of shit. And the fucking stupid referees, they don't notice it. So much so that guys are getting suspended on their team in this series because afterwards they look at it and they're like, yeah, that's a suspendable thing. But like they're doing it every hit in the game. And if you look at the players on the Blues bench, the coaches on the Blues bench, it's no wonder they're doing it because they got guys like fucking Steve Ott on their bench and shit like that. So the Blues are getting away with all this shit. So much so that in Boston we've been wishing that the 2011 Bruins team was out there because the 2011 Bruins team would beat the shit out of these fucks. And
they wouldn't have tolerated any of this nonsense.
Well, and Zdeno Chara's got a broken jaw, so it's not like he can really do too much. So But either way, the Bruins still push back a little bit, but it's like the St. Louis have been cunts. So, like, I really, before I didn't hate them. I was kind of like, oh, you know, the Blues are like us, and they're very similar. It's going to be a close game, and they're a pretty nice looking team, it seems like. And they completely turned into cunts. And I had a lot of my hockey friends who aren't Bruins fans, aren't Blues fans, and they were like, you know what, I was actually rooting for the Blues, but man, they are playing like shitheads. Like, and like everybody in hockey that I know has been saying that. Like, they're fucking cunts. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, you thought the fucking Bruins are bad? Like, they ain't fucking close. Like, look what these guys are doing. I mean, we have Marchand, who's obviously like a prick, but like they've got like fucking every one of their guys is going in with elbows and sticking shit. And it's like, man, we got to fucking. So tomorrow I'm gonna be very angry or happy. But either way, whether I'm angry or happy, I know that Stanley Cup Game 7 is going to be far more entertaining than the WWE. It's going to kill the WWE tomorrow at the game. It's Game 7 of the fucking Stanley Cup. This is the fucking greatest thing of the whole entire year. And your team's in it. And my team's in it. If you're like, fuck it. Even if my team isn't in it, I'm watching this game. But, dude, my team is in it. Like, I'm going to masturbate tomorrow night, okay? Like, you think I'm a Patriots fan? Like, I kind of like football. It's okay. I just like watching people get angry at us. But, dude, I am a full-on fucking Bruins jerk-off, man. That is my sport. I am going to be masturbating tomorrow night on this watching that fucking game. So I may be late to Out of Nowhere. Our podcast usually starts at 11 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night, the Out of Nowhere Wrestling Podcast. It may start a little bit later, though. I'm just telling you, depending on what happens in that hockey game, it may be a little bit late start. But I will be live tomorrow with Out of Nowhere. And could be gaming all night long, too. Because I could be fucking drunk and high tomorrow night after the game, win or lose, you know. And I may need you people to fucking keep me alive if we lose, you know, tomorrow. Like I need you to like stop me from choking myself to death. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it's gonna be a big night tomorrow.
Big night, baby. A lot of fun.
And I got nothing else to say. So we're out of here. I got nothing else to say. I'm glad you're okay, Jake. I'm glad you're better today.
Hanging in there, baby.
Did you spit anything up?
Shit day yesterday.
Yeah?
I hate missing the shows. Kills me, but I was no condition to even sit up. Never mind function. So
I bet you were hot, though, looking like.
Just heaving, with mouth open the whole time. Just,
yeah,
that's
like,
what gets you going.
They use the drugs on you that people rape people with.
That's right. A lot of sedatives.
I'd give you mouth love. So you're like my dog.
just a little bit.
Because we have to keep her medicated so she doesn't rip her fucking self again.
Stitches, yeah, poor thing. Oh, my heart broke when you were telling me. You know, I saw that with Leah and having to rush her there. What an awful situation.
Dude, the doctor was like, yeah, I can see how she did this. Like, with how she won't stop bouncing around. And I'm like, really? Like, yeah. I'm like, well, can you, like, what the fuck? I'm not going to bring her here again.
Yeah, what are we supposed to do in the meantime?
So, you know, they were like, nah, we're going to give you these fucking tranquilizers. I was like, oh, my God. So we have some crazy shit that goes into this dog right now.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the best idea. Keep her calm and not hopping around all over the place in the meantime. Like you said, you had her with the head cone, you had her cage. There's only so much you can do to really keep her from spazzing out. But
right.
And it's terrible. Like you said, what would they do if you didn't pay the money? And they just usually don't help the animals.
So I did read what they would do. And what they actually would have done is they would have fixed her, and they would have kept her.
They would have kept her?
Yeah.
I know some of the vets here, they don't do that. They just refuse treatment.
They might, yeah, I mean, that's...
And like some Hippocratic oath, do no harm, you know?
I asked them if I was like, can I give you $500 now and then some more later, and we'll pay it off, but, like... And I'm sitting there because I was kind of like, oh my God, dude. Like, you got to think about it, right? Like, my 3-year-old has these little, like, 3-year-old meltdowns, and he's broken both of our TVs.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You know,
so we have no TVs. The two family room TVs and the basement room theater TV, both broken. Right, saved up forever for those. They're gone, and now, you know, I didn't really want the dog. Leah wanted a dog.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now I'm sitting here with this dog that I didn't really think we needed
in the first place,
and now the dog is $3,000. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
On top of what you already paid to get her spayed in the first place.
On top of the $300 spade, yeah. And I remember thinking, like, when we got the $300 spade, I was like, oh my god, I got to give $300 for. So like I did it, and it's just a miserable last couple weeks. So if the Bruins lose tomorrow, like I'm sorry, I might be on suicide watch tomorrow if the Bruins lose. Like that, I'm like, I need a sports game. I need
need a picker upper.
I need a picker upper. I want to fucking hoist the Stanley Cup and then put Tom Brady's 6th ring on top of it. God, people must hate us.
No, I get it, because that's what I was saying to you. That's what happened with my cat Bear. Not last year, the year before.
Yeah,
no, it was last year. I ended up having to put him to sleep because I had no other choice. They weren't going to help him, and I had already taken him to the vet 3 times before that for urinary issues.
Yep.
And he had UTIs constantly, so it was hundreds of dollars each visit that we didn't have to begin with. And they're like, oh, you can get care credit. That'll pay for half of it. That's $1,700.
Yeah.
But you still have to give us right now $1,700 for the surgical procedure and the overnight care.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so it's $3,400 to save my cat's life or $100 to put him down. And they were very like rude and quick and crass about it. It wasn't so much the vet and people. It was like the finance people that were such just heartless, cold assholes.
Yeah, because they're not really animal people necessarily.
They're like, you need to make a decision now. And the cat's suffering, and I'm like, I don't have the money. Well, then you have to figure something out. You either have to leave, or we can have you put him down. Oh, thanks. You're so kind.
Yeah, it's kind of awful.
And and what kills me is knowing that he could have been saved and taken care of, but it's $4,000 that I don't have that comes between his life and death.
Yeah.
It just that hangs over you.
Well, now it's like that with humans. So
I know firsthand. I deal with all the time days I don't get medication and I can't see certain doctors or go through certain things because I need insurance approval, and it's awful.
It's like, dude, we all have lives, and there's a way to like make it so we can all like, you literally can't see the best people that would help you because of whatever.
I literally can't see some days because I don't have certain medications.
Even just to get to like decent doctors, like everybody should be able to get to a decent doctor or whatever somehow, even if whatever. I mean, it
shouldn't be. It should just be a commonality, a way of life.
Here's
the care you need.
They can't believe they said that to me too, and I said like, well, let me give you $500 and then whatever else, and then they were like, no, we need $2,700. And I'm like, no, but I'm like, I'll give you $500 right now. I mean, will you still do it? And then we can do more later. I mean, you can run my credit if you want. I don't know. And they were like, no. And they're like, well, you can apply for this care credit. They did the same thing. And we applied for the care credit.
With a 25% APR on it.
Dude, $900. I was approved for $900.
Yeah.
So I said, well, if I do the $900 of credit and then give you $500, that's $1,400. We're still not near the $2,700 that you want. And then they said potentially after the surgery the total cost would be $3,500. And I said, so if I give you $2,700 right now, and then the surgery goes and it ends up being the high of $3,500. So now you're telling me tomorrow I have to come back with another like $800 to get. What happens if I don't have that? Will I get the dog and then I have to pay you? They're like, no, you just won't get the dog. I'm like, so I really do owe you $3,500, like pretty much. It was fucking retarded. I mean, it was really stupid.
It's just so unnecessary and the guilt that you feel, because I mean it is a family member essentially. The pets become a part of your family, and like, as you still love the animal whether you want it in your house or not. It's yours now. It's there. You love it.
Well, I mean the thing is, like, people will say like, if you couldn't afford the dog or couldn't afford like this happening, then you shouldn't have gotten the dog or the animal or whatever. And I definitely could see that, but like my other dog had zero issues, never had a problem,
But also the surgery should have really, you figure it should be not like under warranty. I don't know, but insured essentially, because the doctor.
Well, I could have gotten insurance, so.
No. I'm saying like that's not it. The doctor you went through to get the vet to get the surgery done the first time, essentially should be responsible if there's a huge like if she bit her stitches open. Then that's on you guys.
Right.
But because they didn't choose to sedate her afterwards, knowing that she moves around and stuff, that should be on them to do all this emergency surgery stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
and-
it's not like I'm sitting here picking at my stitches. No, if I have an internal issue because you guys did the surgery and something went wrong, any complications should be on them. You guys shouldn't be paying for it, but
Well,
you have
they-
to go to an emergency place because they're not open.
They would have done it if they were open.
They're not open.
That's
so
the thing.
you got to pray your dog doesn't die for the next 18 hours till they open.
Well, no, yeah, they would have charged.
Actually, no, longer than that because it was Saturday.
It was Saturday night. It would have been Monday. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the
fuck
guy
me.
the guy called Leah like really like, oh, sorry, like I'm really sorry, and I wish, oh, like here's my number in case, you know, anything happens again. Call me. They're way too expensive at the what other. You know, because it would have been like probably would have been like $200, but they had to call in a surgeon, like and shit like that. So like I don't know. Anyway, but it's interesting. I've heard other people deal with these issues for years, and I always kind of like went, wow, okay, and I never really thought about it until it finally happens to your animal, and you're like, oh yeah, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I've had 4 cats, you know, and besides their getting spayed or neutered, never had any issues where they had to go to the vet, and then I had one that cost me, you know, friggin' car down payment. So.
Yeah, I could see $500 if they said, you know, we're fucking patching your dog back together, putting it through surgery, all these meds, everything else overnight. $500 is a lot, but I would be like, I would kind of get that. I'd be like, all right, $500, fuck, but I get that. But $3,000 fucking dollars, and they just look at you like, oh yeah. I'm like, do I look like I'm fucking rich? Like you want me to give you $2,700 right now? Where the fuck other place is there that it's like, oh, you want us to save this thing? It's $3,000. Like,
no, you want
the fuck?
your family member to be alive.
Yeah, like
brutal.
I can't believe that they weren't like, listen, you know, you got to give us something to like work on the dog. Like we need at least $200 or something up front. $300.
No, it's all or nothing.
Yeah,
like I said, I know Bear could have been saved. It kills me. I still feel bad. You know, this cat was so unique with personality, and it's just like, you know, my little buddy's gone because I didn't have the money. Then I feel like a failure, like, oh, I couldn't afford it and shit like that. But even if you can't afford it, who says you should have to pay that much anyways? I don't give a shit if you're a millionaire. You know, the cost of care is insanity. Just purely insane.
It was insane. And I had people criticize me on Twitter and stuff like, because I was tweeting out the numbers. They were like, oh, you're looking for donations because you're like, oh, I need $3,000 to save my dog's life. I was like, no, that's not what it is. I was just tweeting because everybody tweets about their lives.
Yeah.
So I was tweeting to be like, I didn't know what was going on. When I was told that number, I fucking froze. Like, what the fuck? Like, that was my response. So my tweeting was because I was fucking nervous and I was scared, and I was like, my point was maybe somebody on
now
Twitter
money has to dictate the care of your animal.
Yeah, like maybe someone on Twitter has a good suggestion. Maybe someone on Twitter knows of like a company that like has like a better like some kind of emergency insurance or credit card, or maybe somebody knows something that I don't know or has an idea. And
something you can say, hey, listen, do this or that instead.
And it's so much that I had to tell you because it's fucking crazy. Like, has anybody else ever seen anything like this? Now it's an emergency animal hospital, so that's why it was that way. But I didn't tell it so that people would be like, I'll take care of this and I'll help you. You know, like, I'm sure some people will do that, but the bottom line is I was just trying to say, like, look at this. Are you fucking? Has anyone else seen this? Because I can't.
But if anybody else
believe it.
types that, you know, if I type something, it's like.
By the way, Leah's dad.
Wish you better, but you do it. Oh, you're, you know.
Leah's dad paid for it. Leah's dad paid for it. So
yeah, and it's terrible that, you know, thankfully he came through, but.
Yeah, I mean, so I you know.
Well, like Relic said, you know, you should mention it to the other the original surgeon and see if they have some type of like possible reimbursement or plan or something, because
I don't know.
I know here when I got my cats and even my, you know, father-in-law's dog done and all that, they have a thing called TEAM, and you call them that it's for TEAM, TEAM, and whatever the acronym stand for, it's you know, population control for animals. So that you go and you bring the cats to a van, like an RV. It's a huge RV, like a gigantic motorhome, and they take all the cats and they do the surgery on the motorhome.
Right.
It sounds janky, but it's not. It's a big professional thing. And then you go and you pick up your animal like 8 hours later. But if you have an issue at all, they have a central location in state that you can go to. So if there's any complications, it's 24 hours that they're open.
Yep.
You know, and you call them and then they'll meet you down there, and you know, so at least they have that. But they do it dirt cheap. I think to have the cats, you know, for like all their injections being spayed or neutered, and their like mites and ear mites and all those kind of like, you know, inoculations, stuff like that. I think it was $80.
Dude, you think I had to take the dog to Nova Scotia? You think I had time to drive the dog to Nova Scotia? The dog's stomach was bleeding while guts were hanging out of it.
Yeah, everything was leaking out in between the stitches.
Yeah, the dog was bleeding and leaking, and fucking the thing was ripping open, and her stomach was falling out. Like, this was an emergency. It wasn't like, oh, well, we'll wait till Monday so we can only have to pay $300 to get this fixed. Or maybe they'll fix it for free since they fucked it up, it seems like. But then they didn't fuck it up according to the doctors at the animal hospital. But they might be in cahoots with the other fucking doctor for all we know.
Well, no, they should have, because they're supposed to ask. That's why I said they should have known that if the animal's overly active, you know, they're supposed to do like a questionnaire beforehand. If they are, then they're supposed to go ahead and sedate them like they are now.
The other thing is they didn't use the staples. They used staples. They didn't use glue. And the emergency room doctor was like, yeah, they should have used the glue. I don't know why they'd use staples, because if there was a problem, then it would have kept it in there. And I don't know. It's just weird. But
yeah, no, they're supposed to do, like, they have the glue that dissolves and all that stuff, and they have internal stitches they're supposed to use that dissolve as well.
Apparently that's a Trailer Park Boy reference I didn't get. I don't watch Trailer Park Boys anymore because of Tommy NC. He ruined the show for me. Like 5 years ago, Dave Rose said I should watch it. I started watching it. Then Tommy started to be like, yeah, it's like on Trailer Park Boys. And then I was like, all right, I hate the show.
I never had an interest.
I liked it for a second, but then I kind of was like, it's got a bit of Canadian humor, so that's probably why.
Well, hey, everybody got a little extra podcast after the SmackDown review, because this is pretty much what we were going to talk about if I got a hold of you earlier today.
Yeah, there you go. Sanjeet Kumar, what's up, Kumar? How you doing?
Hopefully we'll be able to connect tomorrow a little bit before the Bruins game.
Yeah, I will see you all in hell. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, so much shit is up on Patreon. And on
you don't want to miss it.
On the Corrupted Nation, there's a 2-hour Discord chat coming up tomorrow at 2 p.m. as well. Hangout. So for all the VIP people who were there from Patreon, it was a lot of fun. Good night. Good luck.
Stay sexy.